6 o'clock at the MJ Morning Show here on 104.7 FM Q105. I saw Fester pop in here for like 3 seconds, then he left. You all right, buddy? All right. Hey there, Fester.
I got caught waiting.
All right. Hey, massive concern from our listeners after I posted the video of you falling asleep during the show yesterday, and man, it's got a lot of views. Yeah, I mean, people are like, you ought to read the comments on this, folks. If you're not aware of what occurred during the 7:20 break. So we take a break, and, at 7:20, we're in a break. And then, of course, when we come out of that break at 7:20, 7:24, 7:25, 7:26, somewhere in that window, that's when we launch an hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ.
Yes.
Yeah, a lot of folks are like, oh, man, you play a lot of commercials in the 6 o'clock hour here. Well, listen, it's early. There are fewer listeners, so we're getting some stuff out of the way early, and that kind of clears the path for us to go for an hour and 20 minutes with no music, no commercials. I mean, no one else does that in town. Nobody. The quality of the back-to-back content, it's intense. It's immense. It's amazing. All right, so Roxanne was out of the room. Froggy's out of the room. Fester in the room. And
you were so close to him.
And I thought you were doing something. I thought you were like reading something, or you were, and suddenly I hear, I'm like, oh my God. That was over the commercials that were playing on the speaker here in the studio. I'm like, what is going on? So I turned down the monitors so there's no crap coming out of the speakers, and I walked around from my side, because I'm all alone over here. I've got the control panel in front of me here. And I walk around past where Froggy sits over to where Fester sits on the exact opposite side of me. And Fester's chin is like buried in his chest, and he's snoring. Now, if you didn't see the video is posted on my Instagram at Certified MJ Radio. It's also collaborated on MJ Morning Show. Again, folks, we're getting threats around here. The company's really pissed that I have a lot more personal followers than the actual MJ Morning Show Instagram.
So
they're jealous?
Yeah. Well, folks, you got to follow MJ Morning Show, or we're in danger of getting fired. So, if you follow me on Certified MJ Radio, that's fantastic, and folks should continue to follow me there. But also, if you're on Instagram, go ahead now and follow MJ Morning Show as well on Instagram. So it's on both spots. It's on MJ Morning Show. It's on Certified MJ Radio. And this is what it sounded like. Fester's freaking sleeping during the commercial break. My God. I mean, Fester, you are fast asleep.
Yes.
It's like a 6-minute break, and you're... I got a couple of the snores in there because I only shot like a 9-second video. Dude.
That's deep.
I'm getting tired just looking at it.
That's deep.
Stop. And listeners, you ought to see the comments. Have you gone on go to Certified MJ Radio, Fester, and it's the last post. So it's the last thing that I posted.
Right.
And I captioned Fester asleep during the MJ Morning Show on 104.7 Q105 Tampa Bay. And you read some of these comments, and people are concerned about your health.
Okay.
What do you mean? Like he's overworked?
No, I think like this,
fat?
sleep apnea type stuff.
There are a lot of crying, laughing emojis, that you're laughing so hard you're crying.
So that's a support emoji or a humor emoji? They don't care about my health.
Here,
let
let me read some of these. Seriously, does he sleep with a CPAP? Is that like the fighter pilot breathing apparatus looking thing?
He used to have one.
Here's dang, poor guy. Love you, Fester. He works hard and is the sweetest big teddy bear.
I don't know that
Person
person.
obviously doesn't know you
Yes,
either.
All right.
He's dreaming to create more content for you.
No, that's not the case.
He snores like something out of a Dr. Seuss novel.
That would be true.
Diabetic and he doesn't know it.
Probably.
What? How could you?
Probably.
He's snoring, sleeping. Damn, I hope he's okay.
I'm sleeping. I'm fine.
That doesn't seem right. Hope he's okay. I mean, look at these things. How does he do that? I couldn't fall asleep
I could
to the
fall
point where
asleep.
I was snoring. Sounds like he has sleep apnea.
Probably. Okay, listen, all these.
Denise writes something is wrong.
Thank you, Dr. Denise.
Brad says Jesus.
Amen.
Amen, brother. Listen.
Here's one seriously showing that video. He probably needs vitamins.
Vitamins? What, like a vitamin C?
Here's another one. Needs a
D.
CPAP machine.
Okay, probably.
Was the show topic that boring?
Yes.
Poor Festus. Do you know how many people? This is funny. Over the years, do you know how many people have called him Festus instead of Fester? How do you confuse that? I don't understand that.
No, I don't know.
Anyway, it goes on and on. It goes on and on. There are dozens and dozens of comments here about Fester and his sleeping.
I would like to point out,
Yes.
it was a very restful few minutes, and I felt great during the next segment.
It's a superpower nap.
Anyway,
I'll be sleeping again during commercial breaks today.
I stop with the fake yawn, Chris.
It's not a fake
No, I don't think
Yes,
it's fake.
Yes, it is. He's doing the fake yawn deal. Just get rolling. 6:06 at the MJ Morning Show Friday. Hope you have a good weekend planned. Pat will get us started with traffic. Hello, Pat.
Two problems, Hillsborough and Lois. Still got that eastbound direction affected from an overnight accident. Investigation continues. That should be wrapped up soon. And the other one.
is the MJ Morning Show here on Q105. MJ and the crew. Roxanne, you kind of snuck in a few minutes late. You got a ride in from, actually, you got here in fairly good time because you got a ride in from, what's her name down the hall?
Christy.
Yeah, from our Spanish station.
Yes.
And I see her roll in like at 6:15 sometimes, and
Well, the funny thing is we're pulling in. She picked me up early at my house.
Yeah.
And then we're rolling in, and I was like, "Wow, I'm going to be to work like 10 minutes early." And she goes, "Hey, do you mind if we go to Starbucks?" So then we went to Starbucks.
Wait a minute. she'll be late for the show down the hall to stop at Starbucks.
She gets there exactly when she's supposed to get there.
Yeah, not
She's
every
good.
radio show starts on the button at 6 and it has like a long power segment.
Every morning show I've ever done starts at 6 o'clock on a button.
Yeah, but it's not like everybody needs to be there for every show. Somebody's like, hey, at 6 o'clock, here's a bunch of songs. We're back in 30 minutes.
And Roxanne, you're leaving for Italy.
I am.
Hold on. What was that?
That was like a
that was
clenched
very-
jaw.
Something happening here?
That was very wet sounding.
Sloshy.
No, don't do
Well,
that.
I might
Very,
have-
very sloshy, like a slosh talker.
Don't do that.
What happened last night? Yesterday you were so excited you're going to Italy, and today you're like, I don't know.
No. It's not that kind of. It's like I might have to sneak out. Like I might miss the last segment today.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Wait a sec. Your flight is not till 7 o'clock at night.
I know, but you know how it is the day of.
No, wait a sec. Wait, it's going to make such a huge difference of you leaving the show at 9:30 versus 9:45.
Yes.
Can I ask
yes.
a legitimate
Oh,
question?
really?
Yes.
Hold on. What time does your flight leave Tampa for Miami?
Let's just not get into all the details, okay? Let's just not confuse ourselves.
I'm curious. What time does your flight leave Tampa for Miami to connect to your 8 o'clock or 7:50 flight to Italy? What time?
In plenty of time for me to get through my midday shift.
We just answer. Oh,
All right.
All right.
All right.
What time does your flight leave? Would you please tell me?
Like 3 o'clock.
All right.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, okay. But and also, why are you guys leaving for Miami?
Because that was the Air Italia was straight there, Miami to Rome.
Yeah, but
And then we come back, and then
the rate that you got, and Roxanne is flying in coach, which
I got my Xanax. Yes, I got my.
Well, I was headed there as
Okay.
well.
Take one.
Because
Take one now.
I wanted to inform the early crowd that Roxanne was missing for about 5 minutes during the show yesterday, as she booked one of those teledoc appointments for a teledoc to then prescribe her a scheduled drug, Xanax,
Good for you.
for the flight. And it turns out that you're the second to last row, all crammed back in coach. And listen, I'm just saying that if you're saying that Doug bought the tickets, right?
Yes,
Does he know how to search for good airfare? Does
I
he
think he
know
knows what he's doing.
Does he know that there are lots of ways to find like a really good economy plus or a business class seat, that you don't always go to the easy default, that sometimes you have to look for other airports and other connections? And, when Julian and I went scuba diving in the Maldives and we flew Qatar Airways, we had to fly from the U.S. to Doha, Qatar, and then Doha, Qatar into the Maldives. Michelle found business class for us at half the price of leaving from Miami, Atlanta, or New York on Qatar Airways. Half the freaking price. So it made sense for a 14-hour flight to fly in business class for us. That's a long flight. And I'm just thinking that maybe Doug is not as savvy as maybe he should be when searching for international airfare to find the good deals, the good routes. Am
Maybe
I
not.
right or wrong?
Maybe not. We don't fly that. We don't. Well, he goes to Dominican Republic, and he flies international. I think he knows.
Doesn't
how to,
like Derek Jeter's private travel agent book all Doug's air travel?
No,
Okay,
no,
all right.
no.
You should have called
No.
him.
You
for
should have
this
called
one.
Yeah.
Derek Jeter's private.
Yeah.
Said, hey, or why couldn't you borrow the Derek Jeter private jet to fly you guys to Italy?
For
See,
real.
there
My
you
best
go.
friend had a
There you
private
go.
jet. I'd be borrowing that
Yeah.
thing
I
all the time.
Dude, I don't think he has one.
When Froggy gets a private jet, I'm going to be bumming it left, right, and center.
A couple more years, I'm there,
I
buddy.
know.
There you go. And for those that didn't hear this, Roxanne revealed that the business class seats would have been $19,000 round trip for you and Doug.
Yeah, kept an eye on them. Kept watching those prices,
Yeah.
not change,
Yeah.
not budge from
That's hard to believe.
19,000.
That's a ridiculous number. There's no way I would ever pay that kind of money for a business class seat. That is outrageous, out of control. So you end up, you're in coach, and not only
I'm going to be sleeping like this.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I can't lie down, right? So I'm just gonna. You can't even recline barely.
Give me like Fester.
I could sleep on a plane easy, man.
It's
Good
gonna
for
be-
you. What's your secret?
Well, the plane literally pushes you into a reclining position. I mean, you literally are forced to recline. I just fall asleep.
What are you talking about?
When the plane takes off, it's like this.
Yeah, the plane takes off, and you're in like a 45-degree angle
Yeah.
for takeoff.
And then
for,
you get
for
pushed
a,
back.
for a frew freaking minutes.
How fast
It's not the whole flight.
How
and you're
fast
pushing-
you going in the air?
What are you
How
talking?
fast are you going in the air?
The plane eventually levels out.
How fast are you going in the air?
Typically, a plane 520 to
Okay.
550 miles an hour.
You're in a vehicle going 500 miles an hour, and you're not getting pushed back into your seat.
No, you're not.
That's a lie.
The
It happens to
dude,
me every time.
What are you on crack?
No.
The bulk of the flight, you're level, and if you've got an uncomfortable upright coach seat, that you're just straight up. And then Roxanne, we find out, not only are they all jammed back in coach because Doug doesn't know how to search for good airfare.
Poor Doug.
And you guys are in the second to last row. Do you realize you're going to be right where all the bathrooms are, and people are going to be just lined up? First of all, you're going to have the bathroom stank. And
There's going to be a lot. It's a long
yeah,
flight.
and then all kinds of people lined up.
Do you realize that I'm going to be so deep into my Xanax?
You're really relying on that thing. What if that thing doesn't work?
You know
know,
what? I'm
right?
telling you right now that your Xanax experiment.
It's not going to work.
It
It's
is-
a great experiment on a flight for the first time,
I'm going
right?
to tell you right now that you're going to be highly disappointed. You think that Xanax is going to knock you out like Michael Jackson's Propofol from Dr. Conrad Murray,
right.
and I don't think it is.
Really?
I think
Okay.
you're
They don't knock
relying.
you
Have
out.
you ever taken Xanax
No,
before?
no.
So who the hell told you? You got some.
My
you got-
doctor.
I was going to say probably some goofball friend said, "Oh man, you got to get some Xanax."
No, she told me. I told her my situation, and I said I just want to be able to go to sleep and not think about the
She's
flight
got
and wake
muscle
up.
relaxers.
You know, the
Yeah.
Xanax, isn't that for anxiety?
Yeah, it will make you not
Well,
worry about the plane.
Well, guess
crashing.
what I did last night? I'm not kidding you. I don't think I slept a wink because I'm just thinking about all the things I have to do. And I started to think to myself, gosh, I haven't felt this anxiety in a long time. Now that I have my Xanax, what if I get addicted to Xanax?
Are you doing all carry-on bags?
No.
Mistake number two.
You can't
You-
do that. It's
you-
impossible.
It is not impossible.
It is.
Michelle and I and the kids, we went to Italy. We all carried on. We had an approved carry-on wheelie bag and a backpack. All of us had a wheelie and a backpack. Total carry-on. We went to Japan for 2 weeks. Total carry-on. A wheelie each and a backpack. And everything complied with the template where they make you put it in the wire box, the metal barred box. Yeah, we are totally compliant, and we can hit the road for 2, and you're probably checking. You probably have one of those giant, like, steamer trunk-looking bags.
It's gonna get extra charges on it.
Are
Yeah.
you guys taking any trains? Are you
No.
traveling in Italy at all?
Yeah, I
And
mean,
then-
we're- yeah.
and then-
That's another mistake.
And then here's another deal. You guys could have flown into Milano
Uh-huh.
for maybe a whole lot less than flying into Rome.
Well, we're idiots. What are you
And
gonna
then-
do?
I know, MJ the travel diva.
Yeah, seriously. I mean, this is.
I'm saying you pick.
Why don't you start a travel podcast?
I'm just picturing myself. If I traveled with your family, I would get booted so fast, like out of compliance. Get rid of that checked luggage.
We had some friends. We had the Weinsteins travel with us to Japan back in 2018.
And I hope you whipped them into shape.
We did, and that was one of the rules that if you
That's
guys
ridiculous.
if-
You made your friends do
yes,
that?
yes,
Screw you, dude.
We made the Weinsteins.
Did Harvey bring a
It,
plant?
it was not Harvey. There was no Harvey Weinstein was not on the trip. He didn't have a plant that he was into.
Please,
no,
you gotta check that big plant, sir.
No, I bought a ticket for it. It's fine.
not that Weinstein. Anyway, That family, man, they would have, I'm talking about check-in bags the size of like that small Fiat 500. And we said you can't do it. If you want to go to Japan with us, and we got the whole family to comply. So the whole Weinstein family, they had a carry-on wheelie and a backpack each. And the deal is we were taking trains all over Japan, and you can't have a cumbersome, giant freaking bag. So anyway,
You should call your podcast Travel Diva.
Yeah.
Welcome
Travel
to
Diva.
Around the World with MJ. Thank you for listening.
Thank you for listening to Travel Diva.
so Roxanne will not be here next week because she's going to be all Xanaxed up good on a flight to Italy later today. And do you guys have an itinerary for Italy?
Nope.
Oh, God.
Do you know what you're
Here
doing?
we go.
Nope.
How many Xannies did you get?
5.
Oh, okay.
5. And
5? What kind of a doctor is this?
Where did you find this teledoc?
To shop a doc.
Oh, yeah, where was this? It's like a pill mill deal.
I'll
It's
sell
almost-
you 5, $10 each.
Why don't you just wait online at one of those little shady pharmacies up in Holiday or something?
I told you I had.
Off of US
Yeah.
19. Oh, those days are over though, right? That was pretty much shut down years
Yeah.
ago. You know, the whole pill shopping deal, right? Here in Florida. So you got 5 Xanaxes.
I told you I had so many friendly MJ Morning Show listeners hit me on the DMs that they're happy to get me some. So I appreciate that.
So highly addictive.
Hey, Roxanne, I can get you some fentanyl. Yeah, no, don't mess with that crap. Well, the other thing is, if you, listen, there's a huge case here in the Tampa Bay area with the college student that thought that they were buying a Percocet and they ended up with a fentanyl. And it's a terrible deal. What line am I taking? Hang on, taking line 5. Alicia. Hi, Alicia, phoning in. Welcome to the MJ Morning Show.
Thank you. I would like to know, how much do you pack on a 2-week trip? Do you pack an outfit for a day? Do you use...
Ma'am, Tupac died. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. All right. So, no, I mean, you pack, I don't know, 5 pair of underwear. You pack.
It's weird, ma'am. It's very weird.
And we'll do laundry. If we need to do laundry, we'll do laundry. Michelle tries to find hotels that have a laundry facility. I'm not going to pay, $500 for the damn hotel to do, some laundry. We'll do our own laundry. We've, found laundromats. Take a couple hours.
All the time you spend doing that, you could have just checked your bag.
No, you don't want your bag to get lost, and you don't want to be dragging crap all over the place.
But you want to be doing laundry on your vacation.
I don't know. I've never had trouble. I pack what I pack, whatever fits in my backpack and my wheelie, and we've never had an issue.
You make it
Alicia.
work.
Okay.
All right.
Well,
You have to
that's
wear dirty underwear.
And
Alicia,
how about Michelle? How many pairs of shoes?
Okay,
does
we
Michelle
don't need all
pack?
the details.
that's why this is a podcast.
Well-
Alicia, you proved my point. Alicia, I will tell you this.
Is this
MJ,
still a podcast?
Alicia, listen. MJ has the golden rule of packing. It's the law of deteriorating underwear.
Okay, thank you.
He creates more
Yes.
space in his bag as the trip goes along because
Gotcha.
from
And then he
MJ
gets rid of it.
right as MJ brings
well,
his
that's a
pairs.
Michelle rule. Michelle taught me that
Okay.
is to bring some older stuff as well, so you can also just leave junk, but we're still fully contained. And that if you leave junk, then it opens up your bags to bring some stuff home. So hopefully that helps, Alicia. Okay.
There you go. Thank you.
All right,
Wow.
6:32 at the MJ Morning Show
Travel
as we're just getting rolling here. So Roxanne, no plan in Italy. You guys are just landing in Rome early tomorrow morning, and then that's it.
No,
That's the
we're
way to
gonna
do it.
we're gonna drive to Naples. Rome to Naples.
Napoli.
Napoli.
Oh, you're driving and not taking the train?
No, driving.
Oh, another
No,
mistake.
you shouldn't. You ought to take the train.
Okay.
Yeah,
You tell me every
you should
single
have
thing
taken.
I'm doing
You
wrong.
should have taken the train. And also, I'm going to tell you right now that Doug is going to get at least half a dozen traffic violations in Italy. Listen, Italy is a traffic violation trap from all the ZTE zones or the little local zones where you can't drive. I mean, I'm telling you, he's going to be getting tons of traffic tickets. They've got the speed cameras there. You should have taken the train. All right, quick break. Back in a second. 6:33 now at the MJ Morning Show. So much for me doing that segment quickly and ending early. Early morons in the news next here on the MJ Morning Show on Q105. Hey, you better hurry because the sales tax holiday. Here we go. Early morons of the news, 642 at the MJ Morning Show here on Q105. Never a shortage of idiots in the news. Got a bunch of local and Florida stories here. A couple of these I didn't get to earlier in the week, and, well, they're good. I just, sometimes just can't get to everything here on the program. Do you know that there was a shooting here in Tampa over a dirty apartment?
Well, that's something to get riled up about.
Yeah, and certainly I think a shooting is certainly within the realm of acceptability, right?
Yeah.
This was a dispute over a cleaning, and a woman shot her roommate over a dirty apartment. And it was deadly. What the? So Tampa police say earlier this week, they responded to a home at East 26th Avenue. A man was shot in the upper body multiple times. The victim was taken to the hospital for treatment for gunshot wounds. The guy passed away. And the guy's roommate, 71-year-old Patricia Whitehead, was the victim's roommate. What do you mean? What do you?
Whitehead's? Yeah, Whitehead's, Blackheads.
Whitehead has always been one of those last names that I'm uncomfortable with.
Just pop it.
Yeah.
Yeah, just get rid of it.
Just,
Yeah.
Mr. Whitehead.
yeah, Whitehead goes not so much on the blackhead, but the Whitehead.
Oh.
Yeah, I think the black is more like a boing, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, something
There
like
it
that.
goes. There it goes.
Oh yeah, that to a T right there. So police said that the suspect is 71-year-old Patricia Whitehead, and was the victim's roommate, and she was mad that the victim, the 71-year-old roommate, shot for not cleaning up. According to Tampa police investigators, Whitehead heard the victim slam the door while he left the home, took a gun from her bedroom, followed him outside, and just blasted him several times in the chest.
Damn.
What the hell? You know, I've just noticed there's a big increase in shootings and violence around here locally. Have you noticed it?
Yeah.
They're just
Yeah.
it just seems like a whole lot more stories that just things are getting a little bit worse and more violent around the Tampa Bay area in all of our counties. Yeah, this is insane. A woman at the home says that he was her husband and she had warned others about Whitehead before. Somebody told me that he told the landlord and people in the house if he dies, she killed him. She's the one who did it, a woman said, who lives nearby. So I guess everyone expected things to end poorly for whatever reason, whether it was a dirty apartment or whatever.
Whatever was
Yeah.
going to set her off.
That's insane. So Whitehead
Ugh, stop saying his name. Ugh.
Whitehead was charged with first-degree murder.
Did you give out her age?
71.
Wow.
Yeah, she was 71 and shot her roommate. But some people were saying that might have been her husband. The story's kind of convoluted, but this seems to have kind of slipped under the cracks. I didn't see a whole lot of local news on this, all over a dirty apartment and maybe even a slam door. So you go outside and you blast the guy full of holes?
I mean, if you're going to serve life in prison, 71's the age to do it.
I would say closer to 80. But,
I mean, I'm with you.
yeah.
I'm with yes.
You don't want
right.
to live out your golden years in jail.
I mean,
Yeah.
listen, if I'm going to kick the bucket at 82, I'm going to settle some scores at 80.
Wow.
Mm.
Now we've got a scooter riding bandit who's stealing Amazon packages down in Bradenton.
That's a
Jeez.
good
Yeah,
getaway vehicle.
A dude on a scooter is just following the Amazon truck and then ripping off packages off people's porches or just cruising through the neighborhood. And this has been a problem, obviously, for quite some time. But you've got numerous doorbell cameras that have picked up the package poacher in Bradenton, and there are numerous homes that the person has hit. The dude riding a scooter,
So it's like one of
wearing
those little Vespa-looking things?
yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
all right.
Helmet on to kind of block his face so you can't pick him up, and was also wearing a USF hoodie.
Nice.
Yeah.
Go Bulls.
A black and red motorcycle helmet with a black face shield to completely disguise what he looks like. And listen, this is not new. The porch poaching, the porch pirates, UPS, FedEx, U.S. Mail, the Amazon delivery. Man, it's a veritable, treasure hunt out there with the amount of packages that are left on people's porches during the day while people are at work. And, of course, crime of opportunity. You've got these thieves, these real low-life pieces of crap that will just roll through neighborhoods. This guy's on a scooter. Lots of people do it in cars. And it's been happening for years, but the latest is a scooter-riding porch pirate. And being on a scooter, he's able to, ride right up the driveway and up to the front door sometimes on the scooter, rip off the package, and then make a clean getaway. And there's plenty of video on this guy. But, the helmet's red and black, a black smoked face shield so you can't see the face. They know what the bike looks like, but they don't have a face on the particular guy. So heads up. And the latest here is in Bradenton, but it's happening all over the place.
All right. If you have a friend who owns a scooter,
Oh, and listen,
I mean, that is so specific.
And again, it's the profile of somebody. You don't have to, and we've discussed this a million times on the show, that if there is surveillance video of somebody, let's say, knocking off a Circle K or a Wawa or going into a liquor store, and the person maybe has a mask on or a bag over their head, there are friends, coworkers, relatives, neighbors that will recognize just the outline, the profile, maybe even the walk, the gait of the individual, the mannerisms, and you don't have to see the face. There are plenty of people that have been turned in because people recognize them, even if their face wasn't visible, because they just recognize the form of the individual.
Yeah, but my point was more along the lines of, if you own a scooter as your mode of transportation, I think less of you. I mean, you can have a car, you can have a motorcycle.
Are you saying that you think more of a thief, a package pirate, a porch pirate? You think more of them if they're in a car versus a scooter?
No, occupation aside.
Yeah.
If you're driving a moped, which is what it is, it's a moped. It's a moped scooter.
The Vespa.
It's not even that nice.
Okay.
I mean, I think less of you.
Judge you.
I mean, it's just the way it is. If you pull up somewhere and you're on the busy roads, 30 miles an hour.
Don't some people that get DUIs, they're allowed to ride a scooter if it's under a certain horsepower or if it is only limited to a certain mile per hour? Isn't that the case law-wise? I think it is.
I think that's
It's a horsepower thing.
Yeah.
It has to do with the engine size, right?
Yeah. All right, 6:50 at the MJ Morning Show. Oh, and quickly, looking for some maniac that attacked a tram driver.
Oh my God.
Oh no.
Here in St. Pete. Who wants to attack a tram driver?
I'm so glad you said tram.
Why?
I thought you were going to say trans, and that is a bunch of different crimes.
Well, especially
And
during Pride Month. Oh,
the
yeah.
parade's
yeah.
tomorrow.
No, it's a tram driver, not a
Yeah.
trans driver.
I'm thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, St. Pete cops are looking for a moron riding the St. Pete Pier tram who then attacked the driver. The driver was attacked while just driving the tram. It's back on June 8th, and now they've got a clear photo of the guy. It looks like Kanye, actually. It looks like Ye. So, somebody see where he in St. Pete on June 8th? Investigators put out a photo finally this week, and no one knows why he attacked the tram driver. Who attacks the tram driver? The guy just driving the tram at the St. Pete Pier, and a passenger just attacks the driver of the tram.
Have you been to the pier?
Maybe he doesn't like a trammy. Maybe this is a hate crime. He attacked a trammy.
I think you're right.
It's a tram driver. They're affectionately known as trammies.
Have you been to the pier? Have you walked out there to the pier?
No.
Listen, the tram driver, especially on these hot summer days, is the hero because it's a long concrete walk out there.
Yeah, I hear you, but man, I tell you, there's just no shortage of these local idiots these days. It's nonstop. 6:51 at the MJ Morning Show. Fester, you want to reveal a new word?
Yes. Yes.
Fester
Is that you invented?
No, I heard it for the first time.
Fester is amped up about a word that he heard for the first time, and he doesn't think that any of us are going to know the definition of the word. Is that correct?
I'll tell you the definition. You won't know the word.
All right. So you'll do this little riddle next?
Yes.
Sounds
All
like
right.
a fun game.
It's a brand new word. You've never heard.
This is next. Whatever Fester's got up his sleeve, hopefully he doesn't fall asleep during the commercial break. Hopefully he's awake for the next segment. Hang on. That all happens next. The word, the definition, whatever the heck it is, on the MJ Morning. The soothing sounds of Boccherini. If Roxanne were in here, I would tell her that he was a fine Italian composer, and of course, Roxanne is headed to Italy. If this is too soothing and obnoxious as rejoiner music here on the MJ Morning Show, maybe you'd like to hear something a little more jolting and jarring and obnoxious, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, 7:01 at the MJ Morning Show. And ladies and gentlemen, Fester's about to roll out a brand new show, a game show here on the MJ Morning Show. And
Ooh.
do we have a name for this? Is this a one-off or is this a potential series here on the program?
I don't know that it's a series because...
All right, is it a one-off?
Yeah, I guess so.
All right, so
Is it a Wink Tinkle Crotch
No,
production?
it's not a game or nothing. MJ.
It's not a game? I'm confused.
it's some kind of game because Fester wants to quiz us on some kind of definition or a word. And
Yes.
can you explain? You're going to give us the definition and we have to guess the word and none of us are going to know what it is? Or
MJ, I've heard this word for the first time the other day, like 3 days ago.
3 days ago you heard. So you're 50 years old now.
Yes.
And you heard a word for the first time. And listen, this happens. There are words that I hear in movies or on television or words that I read in a book or an article. And I'm like, what is that word? And typically in context, I can figure out what it means. But sometimes I look things up. I've got a list of words. If you look at my notepad on my phone, I've got a list. I probably have 200 words.
What? For what reason?
You want to see my word? I'll hold it. You want to see my word list?
Yeah.
I mean, why?
Yeah, let's see this.
Words that I want to maybe incorporate in. You know what? For
You're a
all you-
wordsmith?
No. It's about learning every day.
Yeah,
it's
building
about
a vocabulary.
It's about growing as a human being. You know, when you stop learning, you're dead. Okay.
Okay.
If you're not evolving, you're dead.
Yeah.
I guess so.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, let me show you my list.
Okay,
That's like
I
people
can't-
who read. Go ahead, Roxanne.
All right. So here's my
I was
word.
just gonna say,
Look. Hold on.
I kind of think this is dorky, but I also kind of like you more for it. Is that
so
weird?
dorky.
All right,
Oh my gosh, look how long that is.
Look at this. This is my word list.
Read
Seriously.
a couple of them. Spatula?
Matriculate,
What does that mean?
invectives. A lot of these I know and I have
Yeah.
used, but I like the word, like codify.
You say the word codify and then you write it in your pad?
Bull, bulwark,
What?
Bulwark?
Yeah.
This is a bunch
what
of bulwark.
machinations,
Never heard you say that.
I hate this.
recalcitrant,
Oh, that sounds icky.
nascent, prescient. I know prescient.
I've heard you say
I
prescient.
love that
Yeah.
movie.
Luddite.
He's a rapper.
I can hold my list up to MJTV. I got to let the camera kind of. But I mean,
Focus in.
this is my list here.
Oh, wow. That's
I
impressive.
got tons of words here.
Okay, so
I
don't-
never knew you
Oh,
guys.
like reprobate. I love reprobate.
Oh, so do I.
It's a great word. Troglodyte. You know, which
What'd you call me?
Like a caveman. You know,
But you have to shout out the definitions to these when you're saying them too. They're just like a lot of them just are like
Yeah.
Some of them, it looks like he
Sounds.
has a definition next to
I mean,
it.
you're just kind of just like spewing out sounds. I mean, but you have to give the full definition of the word to have it incorporated into
It's like-
dialogue.
It's like when you learn the word bertation.
Like what is yeah. What does reprobate mean?
come on. You know what? You're not going to learn unless you look it up. And
He doesn't.
and I
don't know.
I do know.
Write it down.
The word.
You tell me, and I'll look it up.
Just the word reprobate was used in the holdovers. Paul Giamatti, the boarding school teacher, called the kids that were left over a bunch of reprobates, which is a great word.
Which means
And look,
in that definition, you kind of gave it away then.
I know what the freaking word means, and also but without it's also sort of used humorously. See if that's in the definition. So reprobate is used typically in a funny or humorous, almost like sarcastic fashion, a lot of times.
An unprincipled person, humorously used, affectionately used,
Look-
like a rascal.
Yeah, and I don't know what the hell it means. So Paul Giamatti called the whole. If you haven't seen The Holdovers, that's a great movie. That is a phenomenal movie. The Holdovers with Paul Giamatti, and The Holdovers are like 4 kids that were not able to go home over Christmas break.
Okay.
And the holdovers every year at this boarding school are the ones that stay on campus during Christmas vacation while everyone else goes off.
Sounds
And
like toy soldiers.
yeah, it was great movie. So reprobate. All right, Fester.
Oh, yes.
Let's get into your word game here.
So
And I'm confused. What the hell are you doing?
it's nothing to be confused over. I just saw this word. I didn't even hear it. I saw it written. And I was like, what? And I had to look it up,
Mhm.
and it has an actual definition, and the definition makes so much sense. Why isn't it used in everyday vocabulary? And then I asked about a half a dozen people, a couple of guys that I work with. I asked my wife, I asked my
Right.
kids.
All right.
None of them have heard this word before.
And you're going to give us the definition, and then we have
I'll
to
tell you what it means. As soon as I tell you what it means, you'll know what it should be.
What?
hold on.
All right,
You're-
here it is.
I'm still confused.
Sage
Yeah,
Jack
we're
after
all
a stroke.
confused.
Okay, so here we go.
Are you going to start doing Dervis Purvis Perpacious?
You giving us a partation?
Dervis Purvis
Feel a partition coming on.
All right.
Today is called today. I'll see you today. I'll see
Okay.
you today. I'm going to.
Dude, you have-
Roxanne's catching. Listen, Roxanne's catching a flight today.
Right.
Tomorrow,
Yep.
is tomorrow. I'll see you tomorrow. Roxanne will be in Italy tomorrow.
Oh, you know what's a good Italian expression? Sempre avanti.
There's nothing to do with that.
There's always
Yes.
tomorrow.
Jesus, listen.
Semper Fi.
What is no? That doesn't mean that either, Froggy. What is the day after tomorrow called?
Today?
No, today is today. Tomorrow is tomorrow. What is the day after tomorrow called?
What's
Sunday.
the day after yesterday
Right,
called?
it's not called the day of the week. Like tomorrow is Saturday. Why wouldn't you call it Saturday? It's
like,
called tomorrow.
Sort of like 2 weeks is a fortnight.
Yes,
Oh, I got it. It's tomorrow.
That's good.
close. Close.
3 tomorrow.
Not bad.
But you're saying that,
There's a name for
wait a
it.
minute,
There you go.
and you're saying once you say the name, I'll recognize it?
No, you won't because you've never heard it.
It's
but
a new word.
It'll make sense. Like,
Okay.
oh, have you ever heard the word that is the definition of the day after tomorrow? And it's not to tomorrow, which is a good answer. Or what would you say?
3 tomorrow.
3 tomorrow.
Three
tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow, 3 tomorrow. Couple of days down the road's 4 tomorrow.
Yeah.
That would make sense.
Okay.
That's not it.
I you got me baffled.
You've never heard the word before.
I'm bafflated.
You ready?
Lay it on
This
us.
better be good.
It's not a joke word. It's a real word.
Okay, well,
It's overmorrow.
I hate you.
Over Morrow?
That sounds like over yonder.
No.
Hey, are you coming over tomorrow?
Today is today. Tomorrow's tomorrow. The next day is overmorrow.
What if you have a friend named Morrow? You're going to be over them all the time?
Come over morrow.
Over Morrow.
Overmorrow.
I've never heard that in my life.
Neither have I. And
That's
I was-
stupid.
Where the hell did you hear Over Morrow? How did this come up?
I'm attempting to do some kind of show prep, and I saw it used in a thread on Reddit
Somebody used the word Over Morrow on Reddit.
because the person said they used this word over Reddit, and I've never heard it before. I'm like, come on, what word have you never heard of before? And over morrow, and then like, why? This makes such good sense, and why is? Well, see you over morrow. But
What
that's
do you
not.
call it next Tuesday?
It depends if I see you or not.
Yeah,
Oh,
it might be an overmorrow. It could be.
I mean,
if
if
you're talking about it on Sunday.
Yeah. Like if a bunch of people are aggravating you, a bunch of, on a Sunday, they're a bunch of overmorrows.
Yes.
Yeah. No, I have no idea. Look, the day after tomorrow is overmorrow.
Never
You know,
heard. Never heard of
I
this.
kind of hate the word, but I kind of like the concept of new words that you didn't know.
Yeah.
That serve a purpose.
MJ, will you ever use that word over tomorrow?
All right. We got
Like-
a Hal Herman segment coming up overmorrow.
And that's the day after tomorrow.
You know
Right.
what? I can't even imagine me. It's stupid sounding.
It's really stupid sounding.
It's dumb.
You're,
You know, I think if you use the word over
I hate it.
morrow,
you're an idiot.
you know, you're an absolute
And-
tool sack.
And if you're like, hey, why don't you come over morrow? Oh, that doesn't even sound right. Over morrow?
Oh,
I want you to come over morrow.
Let's get. Hey, can you go to lunch today, Roxanne?
No, I can go over morrow.
What, did you bust into Italian?
But listen, MJ, it's just a word I'd never heard of, and I was like, huh. And you probably know more words than anybody else I know.
You have succeeded in bafflating me, which should be a word, bafflated.
It should be.
Yeah, that's one of my invented words. I'm bafflated. I've never heard over morrow. I've never seen over morrow. I've read ridiculous amounts of material over the years doing show prep for this program for the last 30 years. I've never seen over morrow even used in an article or in a book.
Never in a book, in a story, in a never.
I think I'm over segment. Just kidding, Fester.
I don't get it. It doesn't make sense at all.
Over segment.
What's
Just
the
like-
over under you'll use over morrow?
Yeah.
All right.
Speaking of Fester, I'm on the phone with Fester yesterday. Just talking about various things. This is during my walk. And Fester is just, he's doing like the cartoon Russian, you're just like mumbling and muttering under your
You
breath.
sassafras?
And I'm like, what's the matter? And he's walking their new dog, and he's complaining about the dog.
Already? Don't get rid of
I mean,
it.
what?
No, hold on. It's not already. I've been complaining about it since jump.
Don't get
I
rid
don't
of it.
get it. You used to have that Chihuahua that you loved. You used to take the Chihuahua everywhere. What was the dog's name?
The old dog was Bailey.
Bailey the Chihuahua. And Then Fester, after Bailey passed, you guys were dogless for years. You had kids.
Ugh.
The
Another thing I think of, I question all the time.
the kids have been begging for a dog
Nonstop.
because having a dog in the family, it's cohesive. It's just a phenomenal thing to have a great pet. I don't like cats.
Nothing like a good dog.
The kids had a couple of hamsters. What were they? Guinea pigs. The kids had a couple of guinea pigs for a couple of years, and they were cute as hell. They really were, and they had personalities. Those little guinea pigs, they're like a little doggy, and they absolutely have personality. And then they go week. They get excited when you walk into the room. But Fester was pro dog, then he became anti dog. I'm on the phone with him last night, and he's mumbling and muttering. He's walking the dog, and. Well, the reason why I'm bringing this up is you used to have a Chihuahua. Now you have some kind of Franken.
Yeah, some kind of Franken. I have some uppity.
What is the name of
It's
your?
a Bernie Doodle.
A Bernie Doodle. I don't
You
know.
never talk about him. Is he good?
The dog. Listen, I'm not angry at the dog. I don't dislike I hate the idea of dog ownership.
Right?
What?
Yeah, I don't like being a dog owner.
I love being a dog owner.
Yeah, I don't like
Fantastic.
being a dog owner. No, it's
love the personality of the dogs. Anyway, the reason why I'm bringing this up
yeah.
is you used to have a Chihuahua,
Yes.
and I saw a story that a Chihuahua ate heroin off the table at its owner's house, and the dog OD'd. And the dog was saved with Narcan.
Wow.
Yeah. And this got me thinking, Julian gave me 6 hits of Narcan, my son.
Yeah,
Nice,
you
man. How effed up are you?
And no. He didn't jam him up my nostril.
Oh.
But
You said he gave you 6 hits.
no, I've got 6 packages of Narcan, and they're in the house somewhere, and I've been meaning to put them in the car.
You just have Narcan around your house?
Yes, because up at NYU in New York, they were handing Narcan out to all the students.
Are there so many
And-
overdoses
and
at NYU that every
if-
kid needs to carry it?
It's just in case.
It's a house from Pulp Fiction over here.
All right, I'm
That's the
leaving.
breastbone. You got to go through the breastbone.
the needle in the chest.
I mean,
No,
what is going on?
But here's the deal: is Narcan. If you go to the pharmacy, they sell Narcan for $49.99, and then up at NYU, where Julian just finished his freshman year, they were handing him out like Werthers, like Jolly Ranchers. They were just the free candies at the cash register at the restaurant.
Yeah.
Just handing out. And then Julian had a bag full of Narcans. He gave me 6 of them, and they're in the house. And I've been meaning to put one in the car, put one in my carry bag, my satchel. Just to.
How paranoid are you?
Well, no, not
in case you come across somebody.
Yes, not from me. I don't
He
do.
wants to be a hero.
I don't do illicit drugs, but if I can save somebody's life that's ODing on an opioid,
Yeah, like the midday guy at the country station has a fit. You're like, oh,
Yeah.
hold on, I'll save him.
he's driven to shooting up heroin at this place. He has an OD. I can Narcan him.
You did find
So-
a needle in this studio one time.
There was a needle underneath the counter. I'm seriously.
Our weekend guy's a diabetic. That's what that
Yeah, that's what it's for.
No, it was heroin for sure.
Not shooting up methamphetamine.
Well, now when you find a needle nowadays, you assume it's Ozempic.
Hey, Michelle, before I forget, Michelle's listening right now because she just texted me a few minutes ago. Michelle, could you please put the NYC health pouch? And they gave the kids a pouch. There's a whole, a zippered pouch. I haven't seen it. Where are the Narcan hits in the house? Because I put it on the coffee table, if you find it this morning, because I want to start carrying them, just so I can be a good citizen and a good Samaritan in case I come across somebody that ODs. And that's going to suck. If someone's ODing, and my Narcans are sitting at the house,
Yeah.
how can I live with myself?
It's like forgetting your phone. You can't even help call 911.
Anyway, all this from Chihuahua in Myrtle Beach was revived with Narcan because it ate heroin off its owner's kitchen table.
How much heroin did it eat?
Look, how much heroin does it
it's
take
Chihuahua. A couple of licks, you figure that dog would be in heaven.
Exactly. All right, 7:17 at the MJ Morning Show. When we get back, we start an hour and 20 minutes of non-stop MJ, including the latest on Justin Timberlake. There are a couple of BS stories on Justin Timberlake with the DWI out on Long Island. So when you have a big high profile story like this, the press machine goes overtime, and there are a couple of good additions, but there are a couple of total BS stories that are floating regarding Justin Timberlake and the DUI bust. So we'll get to all this and a whole lot more. We have an hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ next. So don't move. We're coming right back. I don't have time for a song here.
I want some tunes.
We're coming right back. $1 billion. Actually, that is incorrect. It's more like $1.27 billion. There is a story regarding $1.27 billion and a sale of something, and it's a done deal. And we talked about this, I think, a month ago. So that's coming up in just a bit. What the hell just sold for $1.27 billion? And if you're a student of the MJ Morning Show, you might have heard this previously. You want to hear something totally petty, Fester?
Yeah, I love petty.
This is ridiculously petty. And you know what? This has happened to me before, and I've seen this happen. I mean, I didn't get this petty.
On which end? Are you the receiving end of the petty or the giving end of the petty?
No, I'm the receiving end of the petty.
Because I'm good at the giving end of the petty.
I'm the receiving end of the petty. So here's the deal. Have you ever been to the post office? And I've had my issues with the post office. By the way, I'm in new communication. The local postmaster, Jackie Villamar.
Okay.
The Tampa postmaster, she wants nothing to do with me. I got pushed off to Texas.
She's got people for you.
Yeah. The local postman wants nothing to do with me.
You are what's known as a complicated customer.
What are you talking about?
Listen.
Guess what? They're a complicated postal service. They lost 2 of my packages.
They're not going to acknowledge that.
Anyway, so they pawned me off to some communications person for the U.S. Postal Service in Texas. And actually, I had a very pleasant conversation. And the person in Texas was very, very responsive. So I'm very appreciative. But I would still like to have a talk with the local postmaster, Jackie Villamar, who apparently, I ain't got no time for you. I apparently just,
Is the postmaster a public official?
Yes. Yes,
I mean,
it
like a
is.
state senator or like I could go and see my local representative if I wanted to, right?
So I clearly have a new postal story here.
Okay.
This is not mine.
Is this the petty story?
Yes.
Okay.
I've observed this, and this guy's a cretin. Even though he got ticked off, and I'm telling you, I'm going to tell this little story here, and folks are like, oh, yes, that's happened to me, or I've witnessed it. Have you ever gone to the post office and you've got a box, and maybe the box is not fully sealed, or you haven't sealed the box, and you think that the folks behind the counter are just going to hand you a roll of tape.
Oh no!
Listen, in actual reality, it is not the responsibility of the Postal Service clerk behind the counter to give you packing supplies. You know, they sell these. They have boxes. They have those, priority mail boxes, of which I don't think I'm ever using priority mail ever again, because obviously my mail was not a priority, because they lost 2 of my letters, priority mail, to the IRS on April 15th. 2 different packages, 2 different checks to the IRS, lost, gone. Irretrievably lost is what they're saying. Where? Anyway, I think that deserves a further investigation at Tampa, Maine, because is somebody stealing letters to the IRS knowing there were checks in there? I mean, I think the postal inspector with their flashing lights ought to be showing up in the parking lot here. Or maybe to arrest me because I texted the postmaster on her personal phone.
That's not a crime. That's not a crime. Sending a text is not. Listen, tampering with the mail is serious.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, but
right. So you got to hear this. There's a guy that goes to a post office and gets so pissed off because they would not lend him tape to seal his package. So he exacts instant revenge.
What, he mail a dead fish or something?
No. I mean, this is, I don't agree with this. This is petty, but we've all seen this. And I'm telling you, there are listeners right now that, you've said, oh, hey, can I get some tape to seal the package? And I have seen postal workers give people tape, but I've also heard postal workers behind the counter at the post office say, ma'am, we sell tape, and they point to like the rack of supplies,
right.
So this guy, like mid-20s, goes to a U.S. Postal Service office and says they wouldn't let me use the tape.
Uh-oh.
Listen,
Oh, no.
listen to the audio, and then he shoots a video, then posts it on social media, of course, and this is how he got back at the U.S. Postal Service. Listen.
What did you do? I needed tape to tape up a package. They made me buy this, so on the way out, I took all their flyers. They should have just let me use the tape.
He's got a stack of 6 or 8 inches of their flyers, little brochures. Just grabbed them all and left with all of, emptied their rack of all like little publications from the U.S. Postal Service.
They don't care.
No.
Postal Service doesn't care.
Nice revenge.
Yeah, first of all, this jackass now has like a bunch of flyers in his car, and if anything, he's just increasing the cost of mailing a letter.
Anyway, I thought it was petty. I don't condone the behavior. I'm not going to steal anything. I'm not going to vandalize. I'm just not going to count on the U.S. Postal Service for jack crap as far as priority mail goes in the future.
It's really a crapshoot. I mean, it's a big risk.
You know what? They ought to call it priority crapshoot. That's what they ought. They ought to change. They ought to change priority mail to priority crapshoot.
The new maybe mail.
Maybe.
Express maybe.
Or
So
good luck with that.
You got priority. You have express maybe.
No. Mail, sure. Where you're like, is it going to get there? Sure. Maybe, sure,
Can you believe this? The guy stole all of their brochures and pamphlets and walks back to the car in the parking lot with the roll of tape that he was forced to buy, and then like a couple of 100 of their flyers and pamphlets, just rips them off.
What did you do? I needed tape to tape up a package. They made me buy this, so on the way out, I took all their flyers.
All right.
Is this guy okay?
They should have just let me use the tape.
This guy's a mental issue?
I was
What's the
in-
matter with him?
Yeah.
I was in a McDonald's in Detroit, Michigan,
Delicious.
and they charged me for a second nugget sauce.
Hey,
They charged me like 45 cents.
we just spoke
Right.
about this.
Right.
A lot of things that were free, like at Taco Bell, for what is the menu? The chicken, whatever. There's there's an avocado or a guac sauce in a packet.
and they charged for that.
I think you get one
One or two free.
and then now they're at Taco Bell are charging you like 20 cents a packet for a little plastic packet of like guac sauce or something.
Yeah, but this was before any of that really was. This is like in the 2018.
Right.
Before this was a thing. She charged me 45 cents for a second packet of like buffalo sauce for the nuggets, and I was like, okay. And I took every one of their straws.
Wow.
Yeah,
wow.
yeah.
You're
yeah.
a
But I
rebel.
used the straws. I didn't throw them out.
And guess what? When you go to Wawa,
Yeah.
they don't even have to tick you off. You're grabbing their whole bin full of Splendors.
Yeah, no
know,
question.
Just walks out with his big giant paw hands,
I got-
just grabbing the whole bit of Splendors.
MJ, if you let me go down to my car and get my backpack,
I'm sure.
I swear I have 150 Splenda packs.
I'm sure you do.
Yeah, it's true.
Anyway, did you see the imbecile climate activists that thought they were spray painted in Taylor Swift's Gulfstream?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. What a bunch of idiots.
I love these guys.
Whose were they if it wasn't Taylor's?
They were not. Taylor Swift doesn't even have a Gulfstream. You can tell Gulfstream private jets. You can tell because they have the larger oval windows, and that's a Gulfstream.
Yeah,
She has
Yeah.
a bigger jet than that.
We knew that.
No, actually, not really. Not bigger than some of the Gulfstreams. She has Falcons. So, like a Falcon 50, Falcon 900. She probably has a Falcon 900 or whatever. But she does not have a Gulfstream. And you have these imbecile climate activists that spray painted 2 private jets at an airport in the United Kingdom over in the UK. And they had some huge canister. You know what it looked like? You know those big, huge exterminator canisters? They walk around the exterior of your house,
Yeah.
like the pump thing, and they're spraying all around the base of your foundation. They had this huge canister with like a hose and a wand, and they cut through the fence of the airport. They had like grinders. They had battery powered metal grinders, like a Dremel, and they're cutting through the fence. They climb through the perimeter fence of the airport, get onto the ramp, get onto the area where these private jets were parked, and they're using this huge canister, and they're just spraying, ruining the white fuselages of these jets with bright orange paint. And they're giggling and laughing, and these are the anti-oil folks. Meanwhile, they're using an oil-based paint, I'm sure, to vandalize the jets. They're wearing T-shirts which have like this big stop oil crap on it, and I'm sure the screen printed paint is probably an oil-based paint.
Yeah.
And they did not even vandalize Taylor Swift's planes. And of course, I don't want to see Taylor Swift's planes vandalized. I don't want to see anyone's planes vandalized. I'm telling you what I would. You know what the punishment? They ought to fire up the engines on these Gulfstream private jets and throw these young ladies, have them ingested into a nice Pratt & Whitney turbo jet engine. That's what they ought to do.
Yeah.
Kill them?
Yeah, have them spat out like Hunt's tomato paste on the rear end,
Like what ended up in the snow in Fargo?
just like Fargo. Look at this. They've ruined these airplanes.
Did they ruin it?
Well,
They're the same ones who do it to the paintings. It's the orange paint people.
Yeah,
I love them.
Yeah, police were called to the Stansted Airport in Essex, England, earlier this week. Reports that 2 people broke into a controlled area, damaging 2 planes, according to the BBC.
So they know who these people are.
Yes.
Have they not been apprehended?
Yeah, they spray painted the airplanes. The Just Stop Oil Group admitted to being behind the incident. The 2 idiot activists, Jennifer Kowalski, 28, and Cole McConnell, not McDonald, but McConnell. They ought to open up a chain like McDowell's. McConnell's.
We have sesame seed.
So
McDowell's.
Jennifer Kowalski, 28, and Cole McConnell, 22, were arrested on suspicion of criminal damage.
Okay.
A bunch of idiots. And then they posted their Just Stop Oil. Yeah, that's really going to change things. You breaking into an airport and spraying private jets that you think are Taylor, and they're on video. Oh, these are Taylor Swift's. This is Taylor Swift's airplane. No. All you have to do is 1 minute worth of research, and you'll find out that she does not have a Gulfstream. She has a Falcon private
They should
jet.
have talked to that guy in Orlando who stalks her
It's a,
planes.
a French plane. It's a
Yeah.
Dassault Falcon is what she has.
Yes.
They should have did it like did you see the King Charles portrait when it was vandalized with like a cartoon head? Go to YouTube and go to King Charles
Oh,
portrait.
you're not talking about the one where his head's floating in ketchup?
No, that's the portrait that was vandalized. Somebody put like a cartoon head on it and then a cartoon bubble of something.
You can just touch that picture.
No, I think they didn't do it for real, did they?
Go to King Charles
And
portrait vandalized.
I'm not that interested to be quite
It's
honest.
really entertaining.
I'm sure it is. All right, now can I move along?
No.
Oh, wait, hold on. Froggy might be dead on right. This was an animal activist group.
This was the awful, recently unveiled King Charles portrait.
Series of incidents at UK.
Oh no, they put a oh, hang on a minute.
What character is that?
Hold on, roll this back.
What does it
Roll
say?
this back.
Is that a grommet?
Roll it back.
It's Grommet.
Go to the way beginning here. Here we go.
Oh, someone's interested
All right,
now.
Hit play.
Time to see what's trending. Across the pond, animal rights activists pasted a cartoon image over a portrait of King Charles at a London art gallery today. Take a look at this. The latest in a series of incidents at UK museums as campaigners use vandalism to publicize their causes. A group called Animal Rising shared a video of campaigners pasting a picture of the character called Wallace from the Wallace and Gromit.
Oh,
Oh my gosh.
they put a big cartoon head
People
over.
are out of control.
Yeah,
really
but it is. It's that recently unveiled King Charles portrait where it's this bizarre red, like he's floating in a vat of like
Diana's
marinara
blood.
sauce or.
No, Diana's blood.
But, anyway,
Jeez,
Yes, that's what it is.
That's
what it is.
I've got the Justin Timberlake pile. 7:40 now at the MJ Morning Show here on Q105. You are listening to 104.7 FM. Spread the word. The MJ Morning Show is back on Q105. Still a lot of listeners that don't know we're back. It's kind of a little bit frustrating, actually. But plenty of folks that still don't know we're back. Help us spread the word that the most entertaining radio morning show in the entire state of Florida, the MJ Morning Show, is back right here on Q105.
Why do you say it like that?
Well, because it's true.
Like there's more entertaining morning shows in Georgia or Alabama.
Listen, I'm dealing
the
with
best
our.
morning show in the state of Florida.
I'm dealing with our
Some guy in
geography.
Jacksonville's kicking our ass.
Skippy and the Turd are doing real good.
Yeah.
All right, now, the Justin Timberlake pile, of course, earlier this week, the news broke that Justin Timberlake, was busted for DUI. Actually, in New York, they call it DWI, driving while intoxicated. And the pile of Justin Timberlake stories continue here. And there are a couple of stories that are just total BS that I want to address. First, though, do you know that his mugshot is continuing to cause a frenzy? And it's not because his eyes were kind of glassy and glossed over and they were bloodshot. No. Do you know what people are honing in on? What they're zeroing in on Justin Timberlake's mugshot with the Sag Harbor, Long Island Police Department? Do you know what they're...
How handsome he is.
No.
What, the Botox in his forehead?
Fester has just brought up the mugshot. So we're looking at the official mugshot from the Sag Harbor Police Department. Roxanne, look at the photo. You're paying attention to something else over there.
No. I'm paying attention to Justin Timberlake.
All right. What are you looking at? Your eyes just, what are you looking at?
I'm scrolling, trying to Google, but now I have the clear picture.
All right, right here. All right, look.
You're welcome.
Look at Fester's screen. We're trying to help you out over here. You don't have to do a lot of just watch.
Sit back and enjoy myself,
all right.
watch the show.
All
All right.
Have a drink, Rox.
Look at Justin Timberlake's mugshot.
Okay. Get in there. Let's see.
What do you think the frenzy is that people are making a big deal about the mugshot?
But his gray chin?
Nope.
Okay. I'm gonna say like his one eyebrow isn't quite as even as the other one.
Nope.
The
Mike,
bloodshot eyes.
Nope. No, we talked about that.
Yeah, I know.
Nothing to do with the bloodshot eyes or that he's kind of eyes are
How
kind
about
of
his
glossed over.
Rudy Giuliani dye job?
No.
How about how those sweet lips will make him popular in prison?
That's a good guess.
I would date him. in
He's
prison.
not going to prison.
I think
Fester.
Dude, if
He's gonna get it.
JT's my celly,
He's going to get a suspended sentence. Anyway.
Is it his expression, like his
No.
pit bull death stare?
Now let me just cut to the.
How are we
Is it how
missing this?
symmetrical it is?
No, people are going crazy on how good the lighting is on his mugshot, and there's like a whole rumor mill that started.
Okay,
Did they specially light Justin Timberlake's mugshot because he was a celebrity? And the Sag Harbor Police Department had to say, No, this is the county-issued Canon camera on a tripod with a flash.
Well,
and,
it is Sag Harbor.
and that's no. They're saying this is just a standard camera for the mugshots.
Yeah,
and
I
then
don't believe him.
everyone. People are going crazy. Oh my God! Look how good the lighting is. Most mugshots don't look this good. This is like a headshot.
Yeah, because
This is like a
yeah.
this is like a Herb Ritz, or who's the Annie
Leibovitz.
Leibovitz.
Yeah. So
Yeah, it's like an Annie Leibovitz. The lighting, people are saying, "Oh my God, the Justin Timberlake mugshot for DWI. The lighting is fantastic."
okay,
Yeah,
Yeah,
Can I use my ring light?
he's nice and blown out. Like you don't see any wrinkles, and I'm sure he has them.
I think he's blown out now. Wait till he's my celly. Listen, MJ, I need to see Sag Harbor Police Department's
Yes.
5 previous mugshots before Justin was arrested.
Thank you. I was
I
thinking
mean,
the
it's all
same
public
thing.
record.
The New York Post went to the Sag Harbor Police Department for a comment. The Sag Harbor Police Department told the New York Post that the capture station, contrary to popular belief, quite simply, involving only a government-issued Canon camera tethered to the agency's booking computer. In other words, they didn't give Timberlake any special treatment just because of his celebrity status. Because people were asking, did he get a really good, well-lighted mugshot because he's a celebrity? That's what we ought to do. We ought to see, are any of the booking photos available online, and find some
Yeah.
previous booking photos from the Sag Harbor, Long Island Police Department. But the crap that people try to conjure up.
Remember they try to say the same thing about Nick Nolte's mugshot.
Here's someone. Oh God! Remember
Greatest mugshot of all time.
that is the
It's like
Nick-
the antithesis
Opposite.
opposite
there you
of
go.
Justin
you mean
Timberlake's.
antithesis?
This is the antithesis.
There you go. One individual commented, "Can I please get my new headshots done by the Sag Harbor Police Department?"
Yeah, right.
For real.
What the? All right. So that's Justin Timberlake item number one.
If I ever get arrested, I
Right.
do want to get arrested in Sag Harbor because
Right.
for that reason.
Then the New York Post is selling Justin Timberlake merch. They have a T-shirt, Timber Baked.
Oh, come on.
What the heck? Oh,
I mean, the guy makes
man.
one mistake in a 30-year career.
Yeah. They also have a T-shirt that says, "What tour? The World Tour." So
All right, this is a bit much.
that stems from the cop. Remember we had the story earlier in the week?
Yeah.
That the arresting police officer that saw Justin Timberlake run through the stop sign and was kind of weaving on the road, and then lit him up, pulled him over, and he was subsequently charged for driving while intoxicated. During the traffic stop, Justin Timberlake told the cop, "This is going to ruin the world tour." And the cop said, "What tour?" Because the cop was, they said, so young that he didn't even know who Justin Timberlake was by face or by his name on his driver's license.
It's like, what do you host a ghost tour locally? What do you?
Oh my God. Then there's a report that Jessica Biel,
Uh-oh.
who was filming actually in Manhattan doing some project while Justin Timberlake was at the American Hotel getting hammered, apparently.
Where are their kids at?
Yeah, Jessica Biel extremely upset over the DWI arrest of her husband, and that Justin apparently is humiliated. Yeah, so Jessica Biel was in New York, west. Justin was on Eastern Long Island in the Hamptons, and then you had his wife, Jessica Biel, was in Manhattan filming an upcoming Prime Video thriller series called The Better Sister while he was getting hammered and pulled over. And then here's another BS story. So all these Justin Timberlake stories are like coming out of the woodwork here. And then I'm going to get to my 745 teased item in just a minute here. Listen to this headline. This is just deceptive as hell. Justin Timberlake took $2 million hit on the sale of 127-acre property weeks before DWI arrest, as tour dates are in question. This is such a BS story. This is from the U.S. Sun, from the Sun, the British publication, but the U.S. arm of the Sun. And, Justin Timberlake took a $2 million hit on the sale of his 127-acre property. What are you talking about? The property was listed for $10 million, and he sold it for $8 million. So it was $2 million off the asking price, but he bought it for $4 million. So he bought it for $4 million in 2015, just sold it for $8 million, and the headline is, he took a $2 million haircut, took a $2 million hit. Off the asking price. He still doubled his money since 2015. He paid $4 million, sold it for $8 million. What a crappy headline.
This is an outrage.
Yeah, you know what? I'm very upset about it.
I'm gonna lose more sleep over
Right.
millionaires.
And then finally on Justin Timberlake here, the details about the very stiff drink that he had. And then there were also reports that he was taking other people's drinks off the table when they would go to the bathroom and chug them.
Oh, who doesn't?
No,
do that?
dude.
For real?
Yes.
yeah,
That's a normal practice.
Roxanne does that.
We talked about this earlier in the week.
I've been guilty of that.
There were reports that not only did he order his zhuzhed up martini, but that when some of the people he was with, when they went to the bathroom, he would just grab their drink off the table and just down it.
Let's go take this right here. Oopsie, down the hatch.
So Justin Timberlake, he ordered a $21 martini, and apparently it's got like 4 ounces of alcohol in it.
Wait, how much?
Yeah, it's got like 4
No,
ounces.
how much the price?
$21 martini.
Oh, I thought you said $2,100.
No, what are you smoking over there? Well, yeah, but that's
It's called show prep.
Two things can be true. I mean, yes, he's smoking, and he misheard
4
you.
ounces of alcohol.
it was a $21 cocktail. It was a martini. He ordered a Vesper martini from the menu at the American Hotel in Sag Harbor. And apparently there's no mixer. It has Grey Goose vodka, Tanqueray gin,
Ooh.
and a wine aperitif called Lille Blanc.
Why don't you just throw
The Lille Blanc.
put a couple of drops of paint thinner
And
in
there's
there.
a thick twist of lemon rind.
It's only about the thick twist of rind.
But it's at least a double. So
At least, no, that sounds more than that.
Hold on. How many of these did he
He
have?
didn't just have one of those.
He didn't have one over the course of a 2-hour meal.
He was grabbing drinks off the table of his other friends and apparently drinking
Oh,
those.
Johnny, you got to go to the bathroom. All right, we'll see you.
Then he'd
I'll watch your drink.
come back,
I don't know what happened.
and,
Spilled.
and the drink glass
This is just
empty.
shocking. Pop stars drinking like
Yeah.
crazy.
Of
and getting
course, he's been
DUI.
in the public eye forever.
And then finally, regarding JT Justin Timberlake, no plans for rehab. According to his people, that he's apologized to the tour crew. I'm sorry. I apologize for kind of listen, I don't think he's going to miss a beat. And the whole thing, the tour's going to be, get out of here. His lawyer is going to ask for continuances, and nothing's going to interfere with tour dates. I mean, stop it.
He's in Chicago tonight.
Yeah. Oh my God, the tour's canceled. No, it's not.
So he's at the United Center in Chicago today and tomorrow, and then next weekend he's in New York at Madison Square Garden.
Maybe he should stick to like less alcoholic drinks, like a
bloody
like a fuzzy navel.
fuzzy navel or a Black Russian.
Iced tea,
Right.
Long
Wait, how's
Island
the
iced
song? How's it start?
Just stop. Guys, don't do it.
You know what? I was going to
Kamikaze.
say.
Starts with kamikaze, right?
Long Island iced tea, Black Russian, fuzzy navel, honey sex on the beach, fucking rare,
slow gin fizz.
You can lick them all on the rocks with a twist. There's a school to attend, and I highly recommend you call 1-800-BARTEND.
What's the drink before slow gin fizz? It sounded like.
We always forget it, so we just mumble.
I gotta look the words up. We really gotta learn that song.
All right, moving along.
I was going to say it's too late to apologize
Yeah.
for Justin, but that's actually
Nice.
a Timbaland and One Republic song. It's not
Okay.
a Timberlake song.
He had a previous drinking problem. He has had issues in the past. He just needs to clearly stay away from alcohol. But you know, the other thing is, he apparently is not one of these celebrities that has like a minder and a handler that's like shadowing him and breathing all over him behind his back. He apparently was totally on his own. All right.
Hold on.
Oh,
We got the clarification right here, Froggy. I don't know the quality of this audio.
Okay, please.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, bartender, what'd you learn in school?
I learned a red snapper, kamikaze, Long Island iced tea, black Russian fuzzy navel, and a sex on the beach, margarita, Bloody Mary, slow gin beer. Learn to make 'em all on the rocks with a twist.
Have fun and meet people bartending at your favorite bars.
This is the
Learn
commercials,
bartending
not the
behind an
remix.
actual bar at the Professional Bartending School. Our graduates get job placement locally and in over 90 cities nationwide. Request information on our webpage now to start your bartending career.
Big Lou took that class.
Yeah, how'd that work out?
Where's the 1-800-BARTEND?
Well, it's the same
You
song.
get,
It's
you
a
get the
different-
video underneath that is the one. That's the one with the song that we know.
bartending school commercials.
Yeah.
Hey, bartender, what'd you learn in school?
I learned a red snapper, kamikaze, Long Island iced tea, black Russian fuzzy navel, and a sex on the beach, margarita, Bloody Mary, slow gin fizz. Learn to make 'em all on the rocks with a twist. There's a school to attend, and I highly recommend you call 1-800-BARTEND.
Call 1-800-BARTEND and you can be a bartender making lots of money with flexible hours and meet new people.
Wait a minute.
That's Norm. The voiceover guy is
Teach you
Norm.
how to make all
Hold on, it's Norm Kinese.
It's Norm from Stingray Chevrolet now.
Wow. Oh, my God. I love Norm.
It's Norm. It's Norm.
It's in the bartender commercial.
Hey, it's
and
Norm.
meet new people. In just 2 weeks, the American Bartending School will teach you how to make all the drinks you need to know and then help place you in your new fun job as a bartender, making $800 to $1,000 a week. 1-800-BARTEND.
Is this school still open?
I
Of
don't
course, I think so.
Oh, my God. They're still milking Norm's VO?
We should take the class.
Hold on. This is a YouTube video that was posted 11 years ago. I got to move along
Okay.
here. I'm running late on my teased item here.
Good morning, Norm.
Do you make facial expressions or are you an expressionless dud?
I think.
Seriously, you have people, think about this. There are people you know, it could be you, it could be someone you work with, but it turns out, and this is important, research is showing that if you are facially expressive, that you're more well-liked and you're more socially successful versus somebody that doesn't make facial expressions.
You know what's funny? Yesterday I got a facial and she was like, do you want to get Botox? What are you guys giggling about?
I don't know.
Nothing.
Okay.
Froggy's sitting here just choking up.
And she was
Bro,
like, do you
you are
want
a child.
I got to think. There's a crap in my throat.
Yeah, right. All right, go ahead, Roxanne.
And she said,
Tell
do you
me
want
about your
to,
facial.
she's like, your Botox, you're starting to make your scowl again and you've got your forehead stuff going and you
Yep.
got your crow's feet. And I was like, I just want to be able to make faces at people. Like, that's how I'm feeling right now. And I didn't even read this article, but that's how I'm feeling. I want to be able to raise my eyebrows and have wrinkles in my forehead.
Yeah.
There is new research. There was a whole sociological experiment and research done, and it shows that people that are animated and have facial expressions, and you know what I'm talking about. Some people, the happy, sad, a reaction to something, versus people that are just like blank-faced all the time. People that use facial expressions are more successful, they interact better socially, they are more liked than individuals that don't utilize or make facial expressions.
Well, let me tell you about what I tell my media coaching clients. Facial expressions bring energy to the conversation.
Right. And for those that don't know, Roxanne apparently coaches young sports players entering like into the draft or those that have been drafted for NFL,
Yes.
Major League Baseball. Have you done hockey
And I've
players
done-
as well?
I haven't done hockey players, but I've done NBA.
NBA.
So next time you see the third round draft pick stumble over how important being drafted is, you can blame Roxanne.
Yeah,
So
blame me.
Roxanne's got a little side hustle where she coaches some of these up and coming athletes on how to interact with the media and not do stupid things on social media, etc.
Okay, so MJ, are you a facial expression guy? Like if you see a stranger,
Just look at me.
But
Yes,
no,
Michelle.
this isn't real life.
Michelle makes fun of me all the time. Michelle constantly calls me out for my facial expressions. Some she likes, or some is like, "What was that face for?"
Right.
You know,
In
I
this
hear that a
box-
lot.
In this box that we're
Yeah.
currently broadcasting in, it's a naturally animated studio. But if you go to the Circle K to get a Polar Pop or something, are you making faces at everybody you're seeing, or are you just sitting there stone faced? You walk in, you do your business, you walk out. You're going to see 4 or 5 faces. That's more what they're talking about.
No, it's more like when you interact with somebody, you're having a conversation. Do you augment facial expressions with verbal cues, etc.? So the more facial expressions that you make, it's better for your social life. It's better for your career, and you're a more liked individual when you use facial expressions. Hey, I mentioned social media a moment ago because of Roxanne's little side gig. And you talk to these young kids, these up and coming athletes who, they're coming out of high school or college, and maybe they've got a multi-million-dollar career ahead of them. And we've seen so many stumble and fumble and do stupid things or have bad media interactions or do stupid things on social media. I was reading something last night about it's kind of an interesting story about how people, if they meet somebody and they start dating somebody, that they start drilling back in their social media history. And this is not new. This is not like a shocker. Oh, my God, I didn't know this. Of course people do this. But it was somewhat highlighted last night. And I thought it'd be interesting to kind of, go around the room and ask a couple of pointed questions and even ask our listeners how extensive, and I'm telling you, people are doing this. People don't realize that you've left a social media trail. And in some cases, it's hosed people. It's screwed people from getting jobs. You got a kid just graduating college, maybe was all lined up for a job at some Wall Street firm, or, maybe someone getting out of law school is about to get hired by a law firm. And then they start digging back and looking at maybe their old Twitter or looking at Instagram or Facebook or whatever and digging back. But one of the issues, I think I want to go to phones on this because there are multiple levels here. One of the issues, I was reading a story about a woman who had a new boyfriend, and one night, late at night, just starts doing some social forensic research digging.
A deep dive.
Yeah, and just starts rolling back and looking at years of previous social media.
Okay, it's not forensic digging like she's CSI. Okay, she's scrolling back on his socials.
No, it's forensic digging. Yes, it is. So my question is, and we might be able to conjure up some great calls here. Have you been shocked? Have you dug up something on social media? A coworker that you're working with, maybe somebody new at the firm, and maybe they're not a friend per se, but just a colleague, or maybe it is a girlfriend or a boyfriend that you've started doing digging on, and you're going back. This is 2024. Maybe you're going back to like 2012, 2013, going back to like high school days. And
it's easy on somebody's Facebook page to go back now 12, 14 years, back in 2006, 7, 8, when it first got started. I'm seeing pictures of people in high school. I'm like, ugh.
Let's go to phones on this. Let's try to dig up some calls here. 800-990-1047. Have you gone back? Have you done a little research on a boyfriend, a girlfriend, and were you ever shocked at what you found? Yeah, this woman who started digging on this new boyfriend of hers at 2 o'clock in the morning felt sick because there are all kinds of pictures of his exes and girlfriends and some provocative shots.
See, like, look right here. I have my Facebook page open, MJ, right? And it says, people you may know. Now, I don't know any of these people, even though I have 20 mutual friends with this guy, D over here. I don't know him. Or this, this Miranda name over here. I don't know who that person is, but she comes up on Facebook as my suggestions.
As people you might know. All right, let me go to phones on this. So there are multiple areas that I'm questioning here. Have you gone through a friend, an acquaintance, a coworker's social media, and did you get into the doom scroll mode and you're going back years and years to find things? Have you dated somebody new and then you find out their social media and you start digging? What did you discover? Did you discover anything awkward? Were you turned off? Does it bother you if you start scrolling back and finding old girlfriends? Did you learn about someone that you didn't know about? Have you ever done this? You know, maybe it was a bust. Maybe you were not rocked by what you found. But I'm telling you, people are doing this because social media is such an archive. And that's why they tell students, high school, be careful about what you post. And college kids, be careful that some of your posts could come back to haunt you. We might be able to get calls on people that were haunted. Maybe you had maybe you had a job rescinded because you did something. It was posted on social media. I mean, we've heard these stories in the past. All right, fire up the phones. Any element of this, any aspect, any story, are you guilty of doing research on people, going way back and looking at their social media? 800-990-1047. That's how you get on. 800-990-1047. So fire up the phones right now. I'd love to hear a couple of stories. Let me start with Orlando and Evan. Hello, Evan. You're on the MJ Morning Show. Welcome.
Hey, good morning, everyone. I had an opportunity to go back to my hometown where I went to high school, and by chance I met one of the guys I graduated from high school with. We went out for drinks and we started talking. He started telling me some things about some of the guys that we both knew that we both graduated with, and they always seemed to have nice cars, nice money. So I started doing some research, and I come to find out I couldn't find any more than this, but I found out 4 of the guys that I graduated from high school with were, I don't know what you call it, I guess gigolos. I'm not into that thing, but they were selling themselves for you know what?
Yeah, well, selling.
And that's how they were getting a lot of money.
They were getting money by selling themselves to like older women.
No, that's a real thing.
Yeah.
One
of my close friends was a gigolo, and yeah.
Get out of here.
My old buddy Mike Shoro. He was a gigolo.
Really?
He would sell his body for sex all the
That
time.
explains how they always had nice cars and always seemed to have a lot of money when we would go out.
Yeah, Mike had nice cars too. He would. All the old ladies loved him.
There you go. Thank you, Evan.
Rich old ladies too.
Evan in Orlando. 800-990-1047. Have you done heavy digging in somebody's social media history, and what did you find? This woman with the new boyfriend, she said that she got physically sick looking at his old social media with his old girlfriends.
That's a bit dramatic.
Vicky's next in Palmetto. Vicky, welcome to the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
MJ, it's VickyMusic.com. Remember me?
Oh, yeah. Yes. Vicky Music. Yes, Vicky Music. Sing us a song, Vic.
Hold on. VickyMusic.com?
Yes.
Yeah, remember I'm your violin teacher.
Oh, yes, the violin teacher. Of course. Right. Yes.
That's what we're learning.
Yeah.
Okay.
Vicky, go ahead, Vicky.
I would encourage you to go through my social media. I have always been aware that ever since it was 2009 when I got my account that people would look back. So I never put anything up that was kind of risque. And a lot of times, I think it was Fester was just saying that thing comes up with people you may know.
Right.
And the thing pops up all the time with like people I know their name. I don't really know them. And I will go back through all of their social media just because you're bored and you find out all these things like people that I knew that were married and had this beautiful life. And then you go through and they're like divorced and they got all these kids and they got all this drama and it's all up there. And I don't comment. I'm just, what do they call that? A lurker?
A stalker, a creepo, or something.
Not a stalker.
Well,
a
listen.
creepo.
The question also, Vicky, do you feel a little dirty
No.
if you go back and you're spending hours and you're digging through someone's social media history? Do you feel a little creepy?
Yeah, less dirty than porn.
Goes by, you're like, what have I done?
Vicky, thanks for the call. 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. Have you gone back to research somebody's social media history? Boyfriend, girlfriend, are you now married? Hey, just out of curiosity, are you now married? And when you became engaged, did you maybe discover something? Did you go back and look? Would you like to admit that you went back and looked through your significant other's prior social media history? 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047 gets you on. Brenda, or I'd love to hear from somebody that had a job rescinded, because those stories happen where you're offered a gig, then they discover, or you're told, you know what, we checked your social media history. Or maybe they didn't tell you anything and you thought you had the job, and then maybe they said, nope, you don't. And did it cross your mind? Maybe they checked into your social media history? Brenda in Spring Hill is next. Brenda, hi, you're on the MJ Morning Show on Q105. Hello.
Good morning. Good morning. I actually was calling because at my...
Hold on, is your name not Brenda?
It is, yes.
Okay, all right, go ahead.
I was calling because at work, when somebody applies for a job, my boss will say, hey, do your investigating skills, and we go back through people's social media, and that determines whether they're going to get hired.
So here we go. So they have you, so your bosses are telling you to go through prospective hires' social media?
Yes.
Wow.
What have you found?
Yeah, that's a good question.
I found a lot of things. There's a lot of people that we just mix right from the go. Maybe they say something that could be racist in their social media, or just things that don't align with our company, and we mix them.
And how often does that happen? So do you mind telling me, you don't have to tell me the name of the company, but what kind of company are we talking about?
No, I don't want to say what kind of company it is.
All right.
What industry?
In finance.
Okay, all right. That's all I was asking for. So how often have you found questionable things in your social media history on a possible hire that then totally nicks their gig, totally 86 them from consideration? How often?
Almost every time somebody has a public profile, we find something.
Oh,
if it's private, then...
All right, do me a favor. Hold on. I want to dig a little deeper here. Give me a few examples of things that you found that totally torpedoed the job.
Like, did he go to a Halloween party as a big wiener?
No, people putting public, like, breakup stuff, bashing exes or other people. See that very commonly, and I'm like, no, we're not bringing that into the workplace.
Oh. All right, so that'll torpedo the job. What are some things that you found where they still get the job? Like, how far can someone go on social media? I mean, are they on the bubble?
Now, we found people who maybe come to interview as one gender and online are completely other gender, but they still get hired.
Gotcha. What about if someone posted a video of themselves just blast-ass drunk, and let's say that they're hurling in the back of an Uber? What would happen there?
That would probably be fine.
That would be okay?
We would probably laugh about, depending on how far back it was.
At least you're smart enough to take
If
an
it was
Uber.
like last week, no.
All right.
You should see some of these finance managers, MJ. I mean, puking in the back of a car is no big deal.
Brenda, thanks for the call. Good call. Appreciate it.
All right, thank you.
Good insight.
Let me grab one more on this. We got an anonymous. Anonymous, unless your mother named you Anonymous in Tampa. Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Yes, Anonymous. Welcome to the MJ Morning Show.
Thank you. Good to be here. We found my boss on a dating website. So you want to make sure that you're also covering your dating website.
Oh, yeah. So you apply for a job, and then they search you, and they find you on like Tinder and Hitch and...
Yeah, but he was advertising himself as a swinger with his husband. So definitely check your dating website.
Hold on.
make you a bad person.
He or she?
He.
All right, so
He and his husband.
He had a husband. Gotcha.
Good for
All right,
them.
And he advertised himself as a swinger?
Him and his husband as swingers on a dating website.
Was it Grindr?
I'm not sure which one it was.
Grind
I
him.
think he was found on a couple. So.
Oh, and what happened? Did he not get the job?
Oh no. Still a boss. So. Of
course
He's the boss. He's the boss. He's already employed.
We all know about behind the scenes.
Oh, I got you.
No judgment
so
needed.
The boss is the swinger with his husband.
Allegedly, according to a dating profile.
All right. Thank you, Anonymous.
Thank you.
Does he listen to the show by any chance? Hello. Anyway, so thought that was interesting. How long do you shower?
That's a great question. If I'm hiding from my kids, it's a lot longer.
All right, because I was reading something that somebody posted a question online on a subreddit. And I guess this originally came from some social media post. And they wrote, I'm going to do like Gen Z and use a 45-minute shower as a portal to shift my timeline to more pleasurable times. What? Is that a Gen Z thing?
I mean,
I'm a 7-minute shower guy.
A ridiculously long shower?
Yeah.
That's a little much. I mean, your water bill alone is...
First of all, do you know how long, according to the American Federation of Plumbers, which I don't know if that exists, but seriously.
Oh, yeah, it does. Trust
it
me.
does, yeah. Don't piss off the plumbers, MJ.
There's a time frame. Do you know how long the average shower lasts?
All right.
And I actually did a little research on this as well with a personal plumber friend of mine, and he's right there in the mix. So how long do you think the average shower lasts?
So I listen to Pandora when I'm in the shower. Hold on. And I'm good for 2 songs. So each song's about 3 minutes. I'll say 6 minutes.
It depends on the
three and a half.
Give me 2 recent songs.
I don't listen to recent music. I listen to good stuff.
Give me your song. Give me one. Give me
Mexico by James Taylor.
Okay, you ready? David Allan Coe. You Would Never Even Call Me by My Name. My favorite song of all time.
Okay.
Even with the extended version.
3 minutes and 45 seconds.
Okay, fine. And then Conway Twitty, Mississippi Man, Louisiana Woman, Mississippi Man.
Yeah, that's a 2:58.
Yeah. Okay, so 6 minutes.
Yeah.
Six and a half minutes.
I'm a 7 and 7 kind of man. 7 minutes on the toilet, 7 minutes in the shower, 7 wipes only.
So when you tell your wife, I'll see you in 7 and 7, she knows you're going to the commode.
Like Chuck Woolery on Love Connection. Back in 2 and 2, back in 7 and 7.
Yep.
All right, so Roxanne.
Yes. So
first of all, you guys haven't answered.
I say 6-7 minutes.
All right.
Yeah, 7 minutes for me.
6 minutes, 30 seconds.
The average range for a shower in the United States. Yes, go ahead.
Okay, I'm going to guess 8 minutes because I'll tell you, this morning I took a 6-minute shower. And then yesterday afternoon, I got in the shower and then I heard the alarm ding, which meant my kids were home. They had just walked in the door and I stayed in there. I'm not kidding you, for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Wait, you showered to avoid your family?
I guess that's what it sounds like.
Roxanne,
I will prune myself up to avoid my kids.
What feels better, getting out of the shower or standing in here and just feeling the warm water?
But Roxanne, your shower time changes if you do your hair, right?
Yes. Oh, big time.
So let's say you're doing
your
hair.
And I was washing my hair last night. I would say you're welcome, sister. Or you're not welcome.
The average shower in the United States is 5 to 10 minutes. I called my buddy Joe Gonzalez from Gonzalez Plumbing, from Turkey Fryer Van fame. I called Joe Gonzalez.
He's a good man.
He's a great guy, great plumber, master plumber, and he's like the head of associations, and he sits on like Florida plumbing boards.
He's on the board. He's like a plumber judge.
He is.
For
he's like
plumber malfeasance.
He's like a Simon Cowell of plumber judges.
He was telling me about some
He's
of the
like on the
plumber
plumber Supreme Court.
Yeah.
That turd
He
is too clogged. You're terrible.
Oh, he's voted for like death penalties for some bad
But
plumbers.
it's like this plumber complaints.
Yeah.
Like he hears the cases and has to make a ruling.
No, seriously.
Yeah.
He sits on some Florida State plumber board.
Yeah.
So I called Joe Gonzalez, right?
Judges wear black robes. He brown. Brown robes.
I get it.
Because,
duty.
Froggy, really? Oh, dude, you got one speed, man. And it's 8. It's 8 years old.
I don't see how we can do it without him.
So I called up Joe and I'm like, hey, Joe, what is the average shower length? And Roxanne, he said 8 minutes.
Oh, wow. How about that?
Yep. And that's right there, 5 to 10 minutes, 8. But I saw this story that somebody was asking, what you should do in the shower for 45 minutes, and there's a reference to Generation Z. You know what? I got to be honest. My water bills have gone up significantly. And when you think about water is cheap. It really is cheap. My water bills and so water, sewer, and then, I get charged for the trash pickup.
Yep, okay.
I get my City of Tampa water bill, and my water bill would be like $138, $147. And with Chloe home, I'm over $200 a month now. I'm like $202. Sometimes $196, $189.
What's it normally?
I just said what it was normally.
Remind me.
$140, $147. I mean, that was kind of my range, including water, sewer. I have reclaimed as well for my lawn, so I have 2 different meters at my house. The trash pickup, and I was sitting on average, I would say $145 to $160 a month is where I've been if I looked at my 5-year history. And now my water bills are like over $200 a month since Chloe's been home. So maybe this lends Chloe's generation. Oh, that's
It's
right.
the shower wine, MJ. It's the shower wine.
Oh, that's right. There's the picture of Chloe on my Instagram. Yeah, Chloe, don't send me a picture of you in the shower with a wine glass. Don't text me that. And don't think it's not going to end up on my Instagram. It did.
Is it a plastic cup at least?
No, it was a glass.
It was a glass. So you can't do it with a plastic cup. You got to go glass in the shower.
It was
just to be daring.
It was a wine glass in the shower.
Hand her a bottle of Pantene and push her in the pool.
You know what? I'm telling you right now, that's what the deal is. It's a 45-minute Generation Z shower, and that's just screwing up my water bills, is what it is. I'm in and out. I'm trying to think. I'm a 5-minute shower guy.
Yeah.
Maybe 6 minutes.
But you got such a tiny little body. It can't take you that long.
Yeah, okay,
Good point.
Yeah.
Good point.
Funny.
Do you guys wash your feet? Did you hear that the Kelsey brothers don't wash their feet?
What?
Yes, I wash my feet.
Me too. I'm just saying, those guys say they don't, and I think that's disgusting.
How about a lot of people I've heard don't wash their lower ankles and shins.
Ew.
So that would make sense that some people don't wash their feet. Is there enough soap and water that you're standing in that it kind of does? I don't want to call it a passive cleanse,
No,
but
I scrub it. I'm scrubbing it.
all right. Well,
You don't get the same exfoliation.
there you have it. Oh, Roxanne.
What, MJ?
You're heading to Italy later today.
Yes.
You get on a flight from Tampa to Miami,
Mm-hmm.
and then you're flying Miami to Leonardo da Vinci, not Leonardo DiCaprio.
DiCaprio.
To Leonardo da Vinci International Airport. Do you know the code for that airport?
I can look it up.
I think it's FCO.
Oh, I have no idea.
I think it's Frank Charlie Oscar. I think it's
Cool.
FCO. I think is the airport code. Anyway, guess who else is going to be in Italy while you're in Italy?
Well, I saw J-Lo on a boat.
Yes.
She's without Ben.
J-Lo went to Italy, a solo J-Lo trip to Italy. Roxanne, you're going to be in the same country as the J-Los.
Wow.
Yes.
I will wave to her.
Hold on. Roxanne has been in the same country as the J-Los most of her life.
Yes, I have.
called the United
That's true.
States.
That is true. Yeah.
Plus, Roxanne was born and raised in the South Bronx. Roxy from
from the block.
No, Roxy from the Bloxy.
Roxanne, I have a personal. I probably shouldn't ask you. I'm going to ask you.
What?
I'm not going to ask you. I'm going to ask you.
Is it offensive?
Are you guys going with anybody?
No, we're just going by ourselves.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, if you went with your famous friend, he could probably get you on J-Lo's boat, right? right?
Yeah.
Are you suggesting that if they went with Derek Jeter?
If you went with them, I would say, yo, DJ,
Nah.
give J-Lo a buzz.
J-Lo is more of an A-Rod guy.
Wait, did
Not
they date?
anymore.
They don't mix.
Not
Did they date?
anymore.
They don't mix.
Yeah, A-Rod
date?
and J-Lo dated.
Did
Yes.
Jeter date her?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
No. Jeter-
Okay, I don't think Doug can get you on J-Lo's boat.
Now,
so.
if Mariah Carey had a boat, DJ can call in an old card.
Now, Roxanne, you guys you're flying into Rome,
Yes.
but then you've also decided to rent a car and drive down to Napoli.
Yes. Well, yes.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What do you mean,
Naples.
yes, well, yes.
Yes.
Americanized, it's Naples, but it's Napoli.
Napoli.
And are you going to go to Vesuvius or?
I don't know. It's all like kind of a up in the air kind of surprise deal. It's like Amalfi Coast area.
No. Naples or Napoli is not Amalfi Coast.
Okay, well,
That's-
starting in
you
Naples
gotta
and then
around,
go to Amalfi
You got to
Coast.
go around Sorrento, and
Yep.
then how long are you going to be there?
I'm coming back on the Tuesday.
All right,
The Tuesday the 2nd.
All
I mean,
right.
no, I'm back here. I'm back in my butt in the seat. I'll be a bag of you know what probably, but I fly back to the Stati Uniti in July 1st.
Are you going to get some pizza in
Napoli,
Napoli?
of course.
All right, you gotta-
Domino's.
There's a
Good. Rub it right in MJ's face.
There's a Sabaros in Rome that is. Mwah.
All right, listen. When you guys go to
Molto bene.
Napoli,
Yeah.
you've got to go to the original.
Okay, tell me.
You're going to have to go to the door. You're going to get a number. You're going to get a ticket and a number. But you got to go to La Antica Pizzeria da Michela.
Yeah, they got the shakaroni there.
They don't have the chaperone. Oh, stop it. Yeah, you got to go to Pizzeria da Michela. Write this down.
Okay.
You try to go to Starita.
I'm texting myself.
Starita, Starita, Starita. It's in a kind of a bad part of town, so
Okay, perfect.
don't go late at night.
Mhm.
Starita is fantastic. I'll give you my Napoli pizza, and let me tell you what I would really recommend. If you guys have a car,
Mhm.
I don't know if you, maybe you can email them.
Okay.
Drive to Caiazzo.
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 Okay.
It's a small medieval-like village, and that's the home of Pepe and Grani.
Oh, I've heard you talk about them.
Oh my, best pizza. He is known as the best pizzaiolo in the entire country of Italy.
I love it.
Pepe and Grani is absolutely spectacular. We made I sent an email. This is back in 2019, and I sent an email a month before going. I said, "Listen, I'm a pizza nut. I know that this is an experience. Can I please get a reservation for so-and-so date, so-and-so time?" And they emailed me back, "You're on the books. We look forward to welcoming you." So I had a reservation for like 7 o'clock. We get there. There's a line of 300 people up the steps to this like narrow street. Yeah, with Vespas cruising by. And when we left, there were like even more people in line trying to get in. I'm like, I just sent an email and they gave me a table. It was phenomenal. Pepe and Grani.
Pepe and Grani, you were giving me some great
So,
places.
yeah, you should probably talk about this privately. So it's 140 miles from Rome to Napoli.
Oh, yeah.
And it says in the Google AI, the AI of Google says it's a fast toll road, but some people say driving in Italy can be very challenging.
I've driven that stretch.
Do you concur with the AI?
I bet you did it really good too, huh?
They have speed cameras. You got to. I know that Doug has a lead foot. They've got.
No, he
speed-
doesn't. He's a slow driver.
No, literally, I thought he lost his foot.
Yeah,
Had
I
a
thought
lead
he
one
had a
put on.
horrific accident. They didn't have any carbon fiber, so I took the lead foot.
You know, they have a saying there. Would you say it's 140 miles?
Yeah.
From Rome to Naples, you know, they have a saying. It's 142 miles to Rome. We got a full tank of gas, half a pack of cigarettes. It's dark, and we're wearing sunglasses.
Okay, you got to watch other movies. You need to watch and quote something else.
Anyway, all this from
Yeah.
J-Lo is going to be in Italy the same time that Roxanne's going to be in Italy.
How about that?
She was spotted on a boat on the Amalfi Coast in Positano.
Wow.
That's where she was spotted.
So they're done. I mean, she's going to hook up with some Italian man, a businessman, right?
Or Doug.
It's a little place.
Doug.
Imagine going all the way halfway around the world just for J-Lo to run out with Doug.
Can I offer a piece of advice?
Oh, I'd love it. Is
Not for your Italy
related?
No, it's not.
Let's do
It's
this
not.
all day.
Just listen to the roller coaster operators when they tell you we can't get it until after the ride closes. Did you just hear me? Repeat what I just said.
Yeah, I get it.
Repeat what I just said.
Repeat what I just said.
I just said.
Did you hear what I said?
Did you hear what I said?
Did you hear what I said? I thought we were playing the repeat game.
I'm going to smack
What the hell are we
you.
doing here? I'm going to smack you.
Yeah. If you drop something like a phone or something, they're not going to be able to get it because their head will get chopped off.
Yeah. If you drop a phone or something, they can't get it because their head will get
Guess
chopped
what?
off.
There's a guy that might not recover. This happened in Ohio.
Guess what? There's a guy who may not
All right,
recover.
Fester.
This happened in
The joke's over.
in
All right,
Ohio.
That's it.
Joke's over.
There's a roller coaster called the Banshee.
There's a roller coaster called the Banshee.
I'm going to brain you in
I'm
2
going to
seconds.
brain you. All right, I'm done.
Guy was hit by a roller coaster because he snuck over the fence to get something that fell out of his pocket while he was on the roller coaster. And he went to the roller coaster employees, the operators, and they said, "Sir, we cannot attempt to retrieve it until the park closes and the roller coaster is shut down for the day." This guy, he might have made a really, really bad decision.
Did he die? Did he catch a foot to the head? What did he get hit?
Yeah. Listen to this. This is Kings Island, which is well known. This is a serious amusement park in Ohio called Kings Island. They've got some top-notch roller coasters there. 38-year-old male taken to the hospital, hit by the Banshee roller coaster on Wednesday night. This happened in Ohio. He's an Ohio man, critically injured. They don't know if he's going to recover. In a statement from Kings Island Amusement Park, the guy went into a restricted area at the Banshee roller coaster about 8 p.m. and was struck by the ride. A witness said that the man told a greeter at the Banshee that he needed to get back on the ride because he lost something. And a worker told the individual there was nothing they could do until the ride closed.
Oh, it's one of those top rails roller coasters where everything's hanging.
Somebody headbutted him.
No, somebody kicked him in the head.
I think it's the longest inverted steel roller coaster on the planet.
It's certainly the longest one in Central Ohio.
It's called I think it's the longest inverted steel roller coaster in the world. And it's in Ohio. And this guy climbed into a restricted area. According to a witness, the man continued to wander near the ride, eventually went through a restricted access area. They said the man was dressed similarly to a Kings Island employee, so some assumed he worked there.
Yeah, I like to wear all my Busch Gardens garb when I go.
Yeah, right.
There are two different stories. One story says that he dropped his keys on the roller coaster, and there's another story that says that he dropped his cell phone. So he goes in, gets underneath the track, and is hit by the roller coaster. There was somebody on the coaster and said it sounded like they hit a deer in the road.
Oh,
Can you imagine that? Hey, listen, this guy might not recover. Let it go, dude. Just wait. This thing travels. I've got the specs on the Banshee.
Tell me everything.
167-foot lift hill, 150-foot curved first drop, dive loop, vertical loop, zero gravity roll, pair of batwing inversions, outside loop, spiral, inline roll, carousel.
I hate it.
And the simulation of smashing into an elk, which was this 38-year-old guy's head.
MJ, I'm on YouTube and I'm looking at a point of view ride on the Banshee. And there's a couple of spots where it gets really close to the ground and it's completely sectioned off by a black metal fence.
Yep. Oh, they've done everything to keep idiots out.
Yeah.
The roller coaster's top speed is 68 miles an hour. Kings Island said the ride will remain closed as park officials conduct an investigation. So this story it happened Wednesday.
How the F do you not time it a little better?
Dude, did you see the video?
Did you not see the roller coaster coming?
Did you see the video that came out a couple weeks ago of the guy saving the dog from the carnival ride and he saves the dog and the carnival ride just squishes him?
Are you serious? Dude, you see the weirdest
Guy
crap
saves
on-
dog from carnival ride, dude. It was awesome. Save the dog. Number 2, as a person that has lived through seeing a person get their head chopped off at a carnival ride,
not this story again.
it's not something
Yeah,
to.
what song was playing?
Shot through the heart, you're too blame, you could live a bad name.
Bon Jovi was playing, and Froggy claims that he saw somebody decapitated at a carnival, at a church carnival on Dale Mabry.
Yes.
In what year?
Or the early 90s, 90, 89 maybe. Kids just topped his head right off. Yeah, I'll never forget it.
And how did that?
Holy crap! I just saw the carnival ride where the guy saves the dog.
Oh my God!
Move over, puppy! Boom!
Oh my God! That's that whirling, spinning pendulum ride that like goes top to bottom.
You think he's okay?
No, I don't.
This. Oh my God! That guy does not look okay.
I would have said sorry, pup.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, this happened overseas somewhere. I think this maybe South America. Anyway, I know that I've been on numerous. I like roller coasters, and the last time, not the last time, but the time before, 2018, we were in Japan, and we went to Fuji Q at Fujiyama. So right near Mount Fuji, there's a great Japanese amusement park, and they're known to have some of the greatest roller coasters on the planet. It's called Fuji Q Highland, and they have a roller coaster called the Fujiyama. And this is a serious. They've got like 8 roller coasters, and I believe it's the Fujiyama that I rode, and they were like unbearably tough. They like searched you. You couldn't have anything. You had to put everything. You had to take your shoes off.
Wow.
You couldn't even wear your shoes on this roller coaster. You had to take those off and put them in a cubby. Keys, cell phones. You had to take everything off to get on this roller coaster. Because
Shirt?
No, you can leave your shirt
Okay.
on.
It's not that interesting.
Well, yeah.
But listen, you drop something on the roller coaster, when they tell you got to wait until the park shuts down, until the ride's closed for the day, just listen to the freaking crew and don't try to go in and collect your keys or your cell phone. Unbelievable.
What if it's your wallet and then you can't buy anything or do anything the rest of the day?
I'm good for it. My wallet's inside the roller coaster cage.
We got to recognize a death yesterday. Kiefer Sutherland's dad passed away, Donald Sutherland.
Oh, man. I saw him one time in Los Angeles when I lived out there in California.
Wasn't he in Harry Potter?
No,
that's
Hunger Games.
Yeah.
No, I'm pretty sure it was Harry Potter.
No, he was. No,
he was Ron Weasley's father.
No, he wasn't.
He was a Gryffindor.
No, he wasn't. Donald Sutherland was President Snow in the Hunger Games movies. That's here's some.
You sure he wasn't a Hufflepuff? Harry Potter, you're a wizard.
Happy Hunger Games, and may the odds be ever in your favor.
Dude, he was in Harry Potter too. Look it up.
I'll look it up. I don't.
I'm just kidding. I don't know.
Dude, you're making it up. He wasn't in Harry Potter.
Donald Sutherland was suggested to play
Dumbledore,
Albus Dumbledore in Harry Potter.
But he didn't get the role according to what.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That
all
other
right.
old dude did.
But apparently Sutherland had irritable bowel syndrome and could
It
not.
doesn't say
Yes, he
that.
I
couldn't-
can relate, Donald.
No. So Donald Sutherland passed away, confirmed by Kiefer, made an announcement. Kiefer Sutherland, who's also a great actor.
I had no idea they were related.
What?
Never knew. I really didn't.
Really?
Never.
Yeah.
I'm not a Kiefer.
You're a what?
I'm not a Keither guy.
What
What's
a
his
weird name, too.
Kiefer.
So,
Yeah. Kiefer Sutherland is the 57-year-old son of the now deceased Donald Sutherland, who has passed at the age of 88. And he was a phenomenal actor. Donald Sutherland, just every single role he did was superb. So Kiefer yesterday said, with a heavy heart, I tell you that my father, Donald Sutherland, has passed away. That was an announcement on X. I personally think one of the most important actors in the history of film. Never daunted by a role, good, bad, or ugly. He loved what he did, and he did what he loved, and one can never ask for more than that, a life well lived. Hunger Games for the younger crowd. Again, President Snow in the Hunger Games, The Dirty Dozen, a classic movie. He was that stoned professor in Animal House.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's right.
Yeah. There's an animal. He made a big mistake with Animal House.
Well, he didn't take back end money.
Yes.
Hang
Hang on.
my 10 grand and I'll appear in your movie.
Hang on a bit. I'll tell you the story. This is a true story. But rest in peace, Donald Sutherland. I always love. I mean, whatever he did, I was just engaged. You have those folks that just have that magnetic attraction, and you're glued.
Oh yeah.
And whatever part they do, that you're sold by whatever they. For me, Donald Sutherland was one of those actors.
Well, it's funny you say that because when I saw him in Los Angeles, it was actually in Beverly Hills. He was just getting in a car, and I looked at his face, and I was like, he had the face you are describing right now. So even in his movie roles, TV roles, and then in person.
Invasion of the Body Snatchers. I mean, if you look at his filmography and his TV, just enormous. He got an honorary Oscar back in 2017 for his body of work, but dead at the age of 88.
It's a nice full life.
Yeah, but the Animal House story is crazy. So back when he was approached to do Animal House, with John Belushi, and they didn't think Belushi was that big of a name yet. So Donald Sutherland was actually a big name playing the college professor in Animal House. And this is an amazing story. When Donald Sutherland was offered the Animal House role, they offered him $35,000 for the role, just a $35,000 salary and buyout, or he could have foregone the $35,000 and took a 2% back end fee. So 2% of the Animal House gross would have been Donald Sutherland's. He took $35,000, gave up the 2%. That would have paid him about $20 million if he would have taken the 2% the back end box office gross money. How about that?
Wow.
Mr. Fung. That's crazy. Earlier today, let me remind everybody, you're listening to NPR. No, I'm kidding. You're listening to the MJ Morning Show here on Q105, 104.7 FM. Please spread the word. The MJ Morning Show is back. Earlier today, I said $1.27 billion. Little pinky to if you're watching MJ TV. So typically from Austin Powers, $1 billion, but this is $1.27 billion.
Why is that significant?
Why exactly? Why is that number significant? We talked about this like a month ago, and now it's done. What's done is done.
Did some lottery winner come forward?
Nope.
Oh.
The suspense is
$1.27 billion.
Are we funding some war somewhere?
Nope.
Okay.
Now? Nope. How about now?
I see a little silhouette of a man. Scaramouche, Scaramouche, will you do the fandango?
$1.27 billion.
Galileo, Figaro.
All right, come on.
So it has to do with Queen.
It does.
What?
No, it has to do with ABBA. No, of course it's Queen. Yes, yes.
What, they sell out?
Yeah.
They sell their stuff?
Yep. There was speculation they were going to sell their music catalog, and it has been.
Lambert involved in the sale?
I don't think so.
Poor guy.
No, because it's the old catalog.
You don't throw him 10 mil just for hanging out?
Real.
The Queen band has sold the publishing, the rights to all the songs, for $1.27 billion to Sony Music.
Wow.
Is that the most expensive one ever?
It is. It is hands down, it is the largest sale of recordings, the largest publishing rights sale in the history of publishing rights. And you've had a whole bunch of folks over the last, 5-8 years that have sold their catalogs. If you do a little search, Bruce Springsteen sold, I think, his catalog for $600 million.
$550 for Bruce, $600 million for 50% of Michael Jackson.
Okay, I was close on Bruce. So $550 million. Sony bought all of Springsteen stuff. Yeah, it's just enormous money.
How does this? How do they recoup the investment again?
Again, it's through.
They don't.
They do.
They
so
have to.
It's
1 billion?
Yeah, 1.27 billion, because they get paid when radio stations play the music. They get the ASCAP and BMI fees, licensing for movies, commercials. I did ask the question: how long does it take to recoup $1.27 billion?
Is it like a mortgage where you plan on getting it back in 30 or 40
Well,
years?
Why don't you? Why don't you pick up the phone and call the actuarial accountants over at Sony Music, and maybe they can send you a spreadsheet.
Call the Hollands.
Yeah,
They'll tell me how it works.
Maybe they can send you an Excel spreadsheet, and you can ask how long it's going to take for them to recoup their money. What's the projection? But that's an enormous amount of money. $1.27 billion. Sony has purchased the entire Queen catalog from the band, from the those who hold the publishing rights.
So really, Sony is becoming like the J.G. Wentworth for musicians, because you get a structured payment every.
I have a catalog of songs, but I need cash now. Call one. No,
you guys gotta get in the same
Sorry,
damn page.
I don't know the
songs.
I have a song of catalog. I have a catalog of songs, but I need cash now. Anyway, that's an enormous amount of money. 8:45 at the MJ Morning Show. This is right up Fester's alley. There's a video circulating of a husband that goes out to dinner with his wife, and he steals a dish from every restaurant.
Yeah, I went on a salt shaker run for a while until they all started using Alessi salt shakers, which are great, but I had like 20 of them, and I stopped.
Unbelievable. So listen to this. There is a video of this guy who goes to a restaurant. There's still food on the plate and asks for a takeaway container and doesn't scrape the food into the container, takes the whole freaking dish and puts it into the takeaway box or the takeaway container. Yeah. Here's an owner of a restaurant.
Okay, this is the kind of that's infuriating. So we have very nice classes at our bar. They're like $20 each. They're very nice. They provide a very good experience. But recently we were like, we should stop buying these very nice classes to provide our guests a really nice experience, because people have been taking them. So if you need to hear this, hear this. If you take people's stuff, if you take small businesses' stuff, you have no class. That's all.
All right, so this is a guy talking about the nice drink glasses at the bar. People are, and this happened. You talk to any restaurant owner, you talk to anybody in retail. Oh, hey, Andrew, can you grab our guest? See if our guest is outside? We're expecting.
We have a guest?
Yeah, we have a guest. Hang on, should be.
Clean this place up a little bit.
Yeah, you know who's coming by?
I know.
How do you know?
I'm so excited because I met him and he patted my pregnant belly.
Okay.
What?
Yes. Yeah. When I was
What
pregnant.
we have here?
Hold on. Who are you talking about?
So MJ, who are you talking about?
Who are you talking about?
No, who are you talking about?
No, let's hold on.
Are his initials IC?
No.
Okay,
Oh, okay.
Whose
We're talking
initials
about
are
different
IC?
people.
Everybody hold the phone.
I see.
Hold the phone.
Yeah.
Everybody. There's a very, very large musician mogul in the building right now.
No.
Okay, that's who we're talking
Rick
about.
Ross?
Yeah, that's who I'm talking about.
Who's in the right now? Someone's in the building. Who's in the building?
At one of our sister stations, Ice
Cube.
Ice Cube is here.
Ice Cube. Ice Cube's in the building now.
Yeah.
I could use some for my drink.
Not Ice T
Not Ice Cube.
from Law
Yeah.
and Order, but Ice Cube is in the building.
Yeah, Ice Cube
All right.
is here.
They brought Ice Cube into this building.
this whole of a building.
Oh my God.
But hang on a minute. I do have Ice C coming. And I got to be honest, this is bigger for me than Ice Cube being in the building right now.
They cannot let Ice Cube in this building.
Right. I'm actually more looking forward to the IC that I have. I've got ice cream. Is he here yet? Did you bring him in? Can you go get him? Yeah. I've got ice cream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, they get Ice Cube, we get ice cream?
Yeah, exactly. Ice Cube is down. That's coincidental. So we got Ice Cube in the building right now. I've got ice cream in the building. Alfred, the owner of Small Batch Creamery right down the street on 4th here in St. Pete.
I love Alfred.
Hey, Alfred, hopefully you weren't waiting too long, were you?
No, he was up front meeting Ice
Right.
He looks like Ice Cube, sort
Look
of.
at this. I got.
Good to see you.
Alfred, come around over here. Come around over here.
Right over there, Alfred.
I got
Come between me and Roxanne.
It's a Friday ice cream surprise treat for the MJ Morning Show crew.
Yeah.
It's an ice cream party?
Yeah, we're gonna have an ice
Come on
cream
around.
party.
Ice
Come on
cream
around.
social on
Talk into
Friday.
this.
Got a
Talk right into it.
big ice cream
No,
party.
no. Sorry to confuse
right
things.
here on the
No, I'm not
MJ
pregnant.
Morning Show. Hey, let me just wrap up the story. If you're a restaurant owner or manager or you're in retail, people just steal everything. And there's a video making the rounds that's been watched by millions of people. And this wife is like just fed up. And the wife calls out her husband and he swipes a dish. Whatever restaurant they go to, he steals the serving dish. So if there's an item, whether it was an entree or it was a shared item, he steals the whole dish and puts it in the takeaway container. Yeah, do you have a large box? And then doesn't just scrape the food off as you're supposed to do. He steals the whole damn thing.
I saw this story and I saw it referred to as a beige flag if you date someone who steals stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I was like, a beige flag? That's a red flag.
We've talked about beige flags in the
Yes.
past as well.
It's not a red flag. It's just something to be. A red flag is a deal breaker, but a beige flag is just something to be mildly aware of.
All right, when we get back in just a few minutes, when it comes to a wedding, is this tacky? When it comes to a wedding invitation, I want to roll something by you. You get a wedding invitation, and there's a note on the invitation. Is this tacky or not? So we'll play tacky or not when we get back in just a matter of minutes here. Also, Roxanne, your fake eyelashes that you got going on over there?
If it's bad news, I'm not going to hear it. I'm not going to listen to it. I'm going to put myself in a little bubble, protect myself.
I've got some bad fake eyelash news for you.
Oh, come on. Not to start my trip, man.
I've got bad fake eyelash news coming up next on the MJ, and that's just scratching the surface. We've got about an hour to go in just a matter of minutes. Hey, Alfred from Small Batch Creamery, great local small business right down the street. You're at 4th and 50. What is it?
54th.
Yeah,
Talk right on this microphone.
Right,
Alfred.
you're right
Get
next.
Right up, get right,
You're right
yeah.
next to the cigar shop.
Next to Hungry Howie's and the flower shop.
Yeah,
But you got the cigar place too.
There's a cigar place on the corner. I go there. I get two of my favorite things:
Yes.
cigars and I get ice cream.
And we love your place.
Thank you.
Chloe goes in there with her boyfriend Chet. You've probably seen him. Anyway, Small Batch Creamery, awesome ice cream made right on premises. I mean, really good. And listen, I'm an ice cream nut, and Small Batch Creamery has great stuff. And invited Alfred to come in again. And I thought I would just have a little ice cream party for the crew because yesterday was the first day of summer.
Yeah.
Oh, incidentally, do you know the summer fact?
What?
Summer started very early yesterday.
At
4:50 p.m., but really kind of a day early. But hang on, there's a little fact there regarding summer. So I thought I'd throw a little ice cream party for you guys. Roxanne's heading to Italy, where you're going to be shoving your mouth hole full of gelato, I'm sure, right?
Right. So start now.
Yeah, gonna condition you. Hey, Alfred, thanks for coming in, buddy.
No problem.
So, all right, hold on. 8:52 at the MJ
Thursday.
Morning Show. We have almost an hour to go when we get back. So whatever you do, don't move. I want to talk. the MJ Morning Show on Q105, 904 at the MJ Morning Show. MJ and the crew here on a Friday. Going to be an interesting week next week because it's just Fester and me. So Roxanne gets on a plane to Italy later today for a little over a week. And I think Froggy, well, he's on vacation half the show anyway, but Froggy, he's out next week as well. I don't know what the heck he's doing.
Yeah, both of them are going to be gone. We wish them both a good time.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, your mic's shutting off again.
All right, we should fix that before next week when it's just us.
Yeah,
or not.
Probably a good idea. Now, listen, it's really a miracle that we're on the air every morning out of this studio because it really is falling apart. And Fester's mic will just shut off in mid-sentence. So, a couple of things. Is this tacky or not? You know, I'm not one for, like, well, how do I put this? I can be a little socially awkward. Is that a?
Oh, occasionally.
No, you are one of the most socially awkward people I've ever met. You can talk on a microphone to 1 million people, but you put you in a room of 10 people, and it's totally different.
That is not true at all.
Oh yeah.
That is completely false. I'm the same guy. I'm the same guy on the air as I am off the air.
You're not Mr. Huge Big Personality in a room of 20 people.
That is not true. Dude, that is completely wrong. I am the same person on the air as off the air.
I like you better off the air. and that doesn't mean that I don't like you on air, but I like you because you're just kind of relaxed. And you're in send and receive mode, and you're just cool and chill off air.
Send and receive mode as opposed to just send mode.
What are you talking about? I'm the exact same. I've had people comment, "Oh man, you're the same on and off." My personality does not change.
No, but your energy level.
Your energy changes. Your social awkwardness kicks in.
Dude, there's a dip. My energy's the same. It's just maybe I'll I'll say awkward things on the air, and I'll do the same thing in person.
Your energy is different. You're a more animated version of yourself.
No. I'm sorry. I'm the same. Hang on.
What point are you trying to make?
Michelle's texting me. Hang on. Hang on a minute. You're the same person.
Have her call in.
Michelle says Fester's right.
I'm 100% right. I know you better than you know you.
You don't know me better than I know me. Get out of here.
Ask your wife.
Well, hey, I guess we're about to do that right now.
Yes, Your Grace.
Okay, we can stop with that anytime.
Here we go with Your Grace again.
I'm watching you on YouTube.
Yeah, got another episode of House of the Dragon Sunday night.
Yeah.
All right. You agree with Fester?
Yes, I'm watching you on YouTube TV. Yes, I agree with Fester.
What do you agree with Fester on?
You're just like when we're like with friends or just as the family. Sometimes we're just like, "What's wrong with you?" Like you don't communicate in the social setting the way like people expect you to. It's not that you're a different person. It's just that it's a totally different setting.
Yeah, there's show MJ, and then there's social
so
MJ.
You're saying that if I'm in a restaurant, that people expect me to be all animated with my hands flailing at the table?
Yeah.
Versus, maybe I'm on the air, I've got an energy.
Oh, thank God you came to my table.
Right.
What the hell?
What's the matter with
or
my
like
mind?
you don't communicate one-on-one as well as people would think because of you talk so well behind the microphone.
What is this, a self-help session?
No,
here?
you're the one that brought it on. I tell you a fact, and you're like, "No, I'm not. No,
I think he's been doing this for so long. He's more comfortable behind the microphone.
You
than
don't
Right
meet
now
somebody.
you look like Coco the ape or something from Seinfeld.
Coco the
Flailing.
gorilla?
Yeah, doing that hand stuff.
You do look like Coco.
He does. You don't talk about local morons in the news when you meet somebody at the produce line at Publix.
It's like when people meet me, they're so let down.
This is like an intervention. I feel like, I once had to go to an intervention for a friend of mine who had a cocaine and alcohol problem.
Oh no.
And like 7 of us got on an airplane and flew.
I appreciate that, guys.
It wasn't you, Froggy. Like 7 friends of this individual, we all got on a plane and flew to an intervention, and we're all sitting in his living room as his girlfriend brings him out from a sleep. You know, he walks out in his boxer shorts.
Was he mad?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
Fester, did you go?
No, Fester wasn't there.
I wasn't there.
I was there with like 6 other people, and
it went well. I've never experienced one of those.
The person was on an airplane to Hazelden in Minnesota later that afternoon.
Oh wow.
Yep.
It was like, screw you guys, I don't have a problem.
No, I would have been.
So we need to have a social awkwardness intervention for you.
Do you think you're learning something for the first time about yourself?
He does.
I mean,
But MJ will also talk to anybody he comes across.
That's not true.
Yes, he will. He will. He'll talk about anything. It's the funniest thing because he used to be mad about his dad doing it, and he does exactly the same thing now. He'll talk to a waiter ad nauseum about something that, the waiter's got like 10 other tables to tend to, and MJ will just be going on
Just
and on,
yapping.
blah, blah, blah. My sewer was running around, water, and,
Oh my God, this is
He's a yenta.
It's turning into a roast. It's like the Tom Brady roast here.
Oh, your roast would sound nothing like
that
this.
ice cream looks good.
Yeah.
I just saw you put a big spoonful in your mouth.
Yeah.
Andrew, we have flights of ice cream, and I think you have some pints coming to you and some brownies.
Yeah, got some brownies for you too.
Oh,
All
those
right.
are the best brownies too, babe.
Hey, Michelle, hang on the phone for a second here because I want to talk about the awkwardness. I guess this is how the whole thing started.
What?
But there is a wedding story, and the question is this tacky or not? So, and I'll even take some phone calls on this. Tacky or, oh my God, is there another? Hold on, there's another freaking wreck on 275. It looks,
no.
What the heck?
So is this going into Tampa?
Yeah,
it's
where
like
is
the exact opposite side of the road where it was the other day.
No.
So now this sucks. We have to leave here. We're leaving here in like 45 minutes to go home for the weekend. Now it's 275 northbound right when you get to the Tampa side. So 275 northbound, Howard Franklin Bridge. And it looks like, is that a Publix truck or
No, where do you see a Publix truck? It looks like a.
There's a is that a blue truck?
It looks blue. It looks like a blue semi-hauler.
There's a tractor trailer that looks like it plowed into a car. It looks like there's a car in front of the tractor trailer, off in the median. It's, you know what it is? It's looks like, is that the area just before you split off to 275? And then you have the West Shore area, West Shore Plaza.
Yeah, you're still on the bridge.
And airport exit. So right before that, it looks like there's an accident involving a tractor trailer and a car that looks all bashed in.
Somebody like laying out booby traps on the bridges or something?
I'll tell you right now, though, the 275 northbound wreck right now on the Howard Franklin Bridge, right over on the Tampa side. If you're headed north into Tampa, you're getting all jammed up. It looks like it's almost on the exact opposite side of the road from where that truck was about this time on, was that Tuesday?
Yeah.
The other day.
Tuesday.
That's snarled southbound traffic, so I don't know what's going on. All right, so is this tacky or not? Here's the question. This is an engaged couple, sent out their wedding invitations, and on the wedding invitation, they made a request. In lieu of traditional wedding gifts, the bride and groom have asked for gifts to their honeymoon fund. Is this common? Do people do this now? Or, hey, here's our Venmo. Don't bring us a toaster or a blender or, an air fryer.
All right.
Give us money for our honeymoon. And
did you get cash for your wedding? That's what it goes towards.
I only give cash at weddings.
Me too.
I mean, there's only one appropriate gift to give. If you're going to the wedding,
well, you're Italian.
Yeah, I
give
was just
them
going
cash.
to say that's an Italian thing.
My wife isn't Italian, and all of her mother's crap-ass friends gave us like George Foreman cookers and a rice steamer and a Ron Propeel rotisserie machine. We got all this crap from my wife's mother's friends, her side. My family, all cash. That's what you give at a wedding.
Amen.
Yeah, I mean, I do. I
You
think
are always cash.
Well, cash is king.
Yeah, awkward cash amount. You still owe me a wedding present, by the way.
Who?
Me.
I owe you a wedding gift?
Yeah, you haven't given me one yet.
I don't think I didn't go to your wedding.
Yeah, but you sold me a
You,
gift.
you don't not give a gift.
When hold
Oh,
on.
see, that's a social awkwardness right there.
See?
Wait a minute. How long? Wait, whoa. Hang. I don't. How long ago was your wedding? How many years have you and Kim been married?
Only 2007.
And you're saying that was I invited? I don't even
Yes
think
or
I was.
no, I
was I
invited you.
invited you?
Yeah, you
Was,
just didn't
was,
go.
was I invited? I was
I think
invited.
you were I think you were traveling.
No,
or
you just
something.
didn't go. He was in his couch.
How would you know? You didn't know me in 2007.
Because I've heard you guys talk about it.
I do not recall.
What's your anniversary, Froggy?
Like 28th.
Of what?
What?
March.
When is your anniversary?
Oh, I thought you meant how many years.
No. When were you married? What's your anniversary day?
Oh, March 10th.
All right.
You're probably on spring break with the kids
Yeah,
at
might
that
have
time.
been. Yeah.
And, you know.
Yeah.
What's spitting over here?
Now I want my Ron Propeel machine ASAP.
I still got it left over from my wedding. You can have it.
A rotisserie chicken oven. All right, the question is that tacky, asking people in lieu of other gifts, please contribute to our honeymoon fund? Is that tacky?
You know what? No.
Has anybody had this? Has anyone seen this on a wedding invitation? If you can, fire up the phones. Love to hear from you. First of all, is that tacky? Asking for money for the honeymoon fund right on the wedding invitation instead of a traditional gift, a gift card to Bed Bath & Beyond.
Yeah, right? I mean,
well, can you imagine? Hey, giving somebody an old gift card to Bed Bath & Beyond right now? Yeah, it's valueless. So.
You know why it's not tacky? Because it's easy. If you're asking them to do something difficult, then it becomes tacky. But that's the easiest answer.
Or if anyone has had somebody ask for money, has anybody had a recent wedding invitation where on the invitation it said, hey, donate to our honeymoon fund and don't give us a traditional gift? So clearly they're looking for a check. They're looking for cash. What's the next step? Venmo us?
I was at a wedding.
Here's our Zelle account. Yes. Let me give out the number first.
Go.
800-990-1047. Let's fire up the phones right now. Michelle, I'll let you roll.
Goodbye, Grace.
Goodbye.
The grace.
Goodbye.
Just stop.
See you in a few minutes. Goodbye. All right. 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. That's how you get on the MJ Morning Show here on Q105. 800-990-1047 gets you on. Yes, Froggy, before I go to phones.
Oh, I was at a wedding, and it was for, there might have been a few mafia guys there. And they gave the girl a bunch of money and the groom. They all had envelopes. Envelopes gave them envelopes. And all the mafia guys, were there. And the feds broke in.
Oh, fun.
All right. And they're like, everybody, everybody's under arrest or whatever. And they all go back and start grabbing the cash back, for the court funds.
What movie is that?
Sopranos.
Yeah.
Damn it, you caught me?
That was a Sopranos episode.
Yeah, the feds bust in. They all get their cash back. I'm going to need that back, sweetheart.
All right, let's go to phones. Again, phones are loaded. Every line is jammed here. The wedding question, tacky or not, or have you ever had somebody just overtly on the invitation say, give us cash? 800-990-1047 gets you on. Let's grab David in Clearwater. David, you're first up. MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Hey, what's up, man? Hey, I've actually done it with my first wedding in 2011. We created a website, and people donated to different adventures and things like that, so they could donate to the plane ticket, like kayaking, whitewater rafting. But the main reason was we already had everything for our house. We didn't need anything. We were already living together.
All right.
So that's why we did it. It was a lot easier, and we didn't have a whole bunch of junk to carry back from the wedding afterwards, so everything worked out pretty good that way.
Yeah, if you're already cohabitating, you have everything.
What was the cash haul, if you don't mind me asking, David?
We got about $2,500.
All right.
We did a lot of stuff. And then what we did was with our thank you cards, like people that contributed to certain adventures, we took pictures there and we sent them a picture of us on whatever they contributed to.
All right. Good enough.
So it worked out pretty good.
Yeah.
All right, buddy. Thanks, man.
Thank you. Thanks for calling. Let me grab. Oh, it's Grace. It's
the blessing.
Welcome, Your Grace.
Thank you. A lot of places are different than others. And when I was growing up, it was always a money gift at a wedding, at a bridal shower, or whatever. You gave a gift. At the wedding, you gave cash. But here's the button. Okay, if the bride and groom didn't come to your table as much as other tables, you started taking money out of the envelope.
What?
That's funny.
Hold on. If the bride and groom did not stop at your table enough, you would take money out and, like, what, dock them, penalize them?
Say you have $100 in $10 bills in your envelope, okay? And they've been to this other table next to you 5 times, but they have not once stopped at your table. You take out $10, and the next time they go to that table, you take out another $10.
It's extremely petty.
Sometimes they get $10, sometimes they get $100. You know. So it all depends on how they treat their guests.
So you've been to a wedding where you left $10?
No,
actually, it was my cousin's wedding, and my brothers and my sister and I all had one envelope between us, and my brother kept doing that. He kept taking out money every
All
time.
right, so how much money was originally in the envelope?
$200.
And how much did they end up with as you were peeling off $10 bills to penalize them for not visiting your table enough?
$50.
They left with 50 bucks. All right, Grace, thank you. You know what I was thinking of? With, like, cash gifts at weddings. I don't know if they still exist. Weren't there cards that had sort of like an oval hole that the picture of the president or on a $100 bill, Ben Franklin was never a president, but the portrait of the individual on the currency, there was like a hole in the card where the portrait was visible through. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, that doesn't work anymore because only Washington is on center bill.
Oh, some of them are offset.
Or Lincoln, or I guess they're all still center, but it's like it was when they were small.
Yeah. And they all kind of fit in the same template.
Yeah.
Yeah, I miss the old money. You know, our money, I like the old $100 bills, you know? Let me grab Karen in Port Richey or Newport Richey. Karen, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Hi, good morning. I was going to say basically the same thing as the previous caller. I got married in 2018, and we did the same thing. We used the Honey Fund, which allowed people to just, like, give us gifts for our wedding for the same reasons. We already had a house. We had all the stuff, so it was kind of pointless to ask people to buy us things that we didn't really need or maybe we didn't want, where we could use the money to buy ourselves things or use it for the honeymoon.
How'd you guys do?
We did about the same. It was a little over $2,000.
Nice.
Today. I'm also a photographer, a wedding photographer, and I notice now, like, you don't really see people bringing in gifts at all. It's usually, cards or cash, and I've seen all their wedding invites, and that's most people go for that, some sort of honey fund or, just money to build their new house or things like that.
Gotcha. Thanks for the call.
Welcome. Bye.
Tammy in Tampa. A few more on this. I don't want to get too late. Tammy, Tampa, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Hey, hi.
What's the story?
Well, we're actually headed later this summer in July to my nephew's wedding, and the invitation didn't really say one way or the other, but when you went to their wedding website to try to put in a gift, that was the only option, was to donate to a fund.
Oh, gotcha. All right. And do you find that tacky or not?
Not in this. Yeah, I found it a little tacky, but at the same time, they are both older adults. They've been together for a long time, so they probably have everything. I do know there's other, like, Grandma was not too keen on that, so she's trying to find something tangible she can give them that will remind them of her. But
gotcha.
I think it's harder for the older generation to just donate to your honeymoon.
Thank you, Tammy. Let me grab Stacy in Largo. Stacy, MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Good morning, guys. Hi.
All right. So what's the story, Stacy?
Money all the way. When I got married in 2001, my grandfather actually drove all the way up from Florida. I was living in Atlanta at the time. And he was about probably in his 70s at the moment, not doing well in health, and made that drive just to be able to give me away. Brought me $1,000 in cash and got me an entire cabin in Helen, Georgia.
Oh, nice.
And that's how you do a wedding.
All right. So tacky, you say no then, right?
No.
All right.
He
Thank
drove,
you, Stacy.
He drove all the way to Atlanta from Florida.
All right.
Wow,
Well,
you
listen,
don't say.
from here, it's an 8-hour drive to
you don't say,
Atlanta.
yeah,
It's
I
not.
drove all the way from Florida to Atlanta.
Last call. Let's hit up Wesley Chapel. Kinal, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Hey guys, so I'm Indian, and this is how we do wedding presents. We always do cash or check only.
Do you put that on the invitation?
Not really.
Yeah, because, the story here was tacky or not that the bride and groom were getting a little bit of a blowback because on the wedding invitation, they were being called tacky by saying, please dispense of the traditional gifts and just give us money for our honeymoon. And that was like on the invitation.
Tacky at all.
Yeah, whoever said that.
Hold on. Say that again.
I don't think that's tacky at all because, like Fester said, from his wedding, he ended up with stuff that him and his wife never used.
Never
what
used.
do you do with that?
And then when you get gifts, you're subject to what crap they think they want you to have. We got candy dishes.
So, like,
candles
don't tell me what I need in my kitchen. Is that it?
It was. We got every.
Yeah, that's it. And then, sorry, Fletcher, go ahead.
No, but you're right. What you get, crap gifts. It clutters up your house.
All right, thank you, Kanal. I appreciate.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Well, and nowadays most couples have everything they need because they've been living together for a number of years. So you don't need anything for homes. Like when I got married in 2015, I ended up with like 5 figures in cash, and I loved it because I used it to put towards the down payment for my house.
Yeah, it's not like you're starting fresh. You got nothing. If you're living together for years, then anyway. Hey, have a great weekend. Thank you. Roxanne, you got to hang out for at least the beginning of the next segment.
Roxanne, you're going to miss your flight. What's happening on the bridge?
Well, go.
That's kind of putting a little wrinkle. But tell me. Call me on the phone.
Take the Courtney Campbell. Don't take the Howard Franklin.
I'm a kind of to the minute kind of lady.
Yeah, you don't take the Howard Franklin out.
There we go.
Go
Look how jittery she is.
Go up to the Courtney Campbell.
What are you doing?
What do you want to talk about?
Because you wear your phony eyelashes, and I got
I know.
your extensions.
Well, maybe it's best that I'm not here.
No, you need to hear this. There's a warning. All right, hold on, folks. Got a big warning. Final chunk of the MJ Morning Show on a Friday is next, and Roxanne, will she be here? Will she not? Roxanne's off to Italy later today for vacation. All right, 9:27 of the MJ Morning Show. Let's talk about your. It is the MJ Morning Show and the final segment here on a Friday. So I got to figure out how the heck I'm getting home because I'm in South Tampa. I'm guessing it's going to be listen, the Gandhi is good for me as well. But can you bring up the Howard Franklin traffic cam again?
Yeah.
Hey, Andrew, how far back is the Howard Franklin oh, God, I'm not taking the Howard Franklin. Yeah, so I'm leaving here in about 25 minutes or so, and I'm hearing that the traffic is back before the hump. So 275 northbound, Howard Franklin, heading to Tampa. You got a tractor trailer and a car that have. All right, so hold on now. All right. Now Andrew's saying that all lanes are cleared.
So the tractor trailer has been moved off to the side and the cones are gone.
Yeah.
In 20 minutes, it's going to be a different traffic situation than it is right now.
All right, so you think Roxanne ought to take the Howard Franklin? Or
stay on the major road.
All right,
Don't get caught on back streets. Because the back streets are jammed
well,
right now, too.
but she could take the Courtney Campbell.
It's way the hell up there.
Yeah, it's not
We're
that.
in St. Pete.
Yeah, it's not that. Anyway, all right. So I got to figure out. I'll check the traffic map on my GPS and see if I got the red. I hate red lines. You know, you get the red line. You get the red lines on the GPS map. You avoid that stuff. All right. Eyelashes. I wish Roxanne were here because Roxanne gets the eyelash extensions.
I got a zit on my eyelashes right now.
Do you?
Yeah.
I see it. I thought it was a cyst.
Yeah.
Can you pop it?
Guys, would you please
look at his eye?
I don't care. I don't want to
You
talk
ever had
about
a whitehead on your eyeball?
I don't want. It's not on your eyeball. Will you stop it? It's probably a sty or something. All right. So we have a top eye doctor that is revealing that you should not wear fake eyelashes, and they're very common these days. I think the exception is like women that don't get the extensions. It's so common. From teenagers, Generation Z, the millennials, Gen X, is very common. And you have an eye doctor, a ophthalmologist by the name of Dr. Will Flannery, and he's based in Oregon, and he shot a number of social media videos telling people, caution, caution, warning, warning. Think twice about getting the eyelash extensions. And I guess if you do, you got to make sure that it's a sterilized, clean facility. But even the adhesives that are used, here's the story. There's a woman who is a hairstylist out of Nashville, and she had lash extensions. She was getting them for years. She made a priority out of her eyelashes. She claims that it made her feel good, made her feel pretty, but her eyes became inflamed. They became itchy, watery, inflamed, and her face began to swell. Ooh. And she rushed herself to an urgent care, and then it was discovered that she must have developed some kind of a reaction to her fake eyelashes. And they said, you got to remove these immediately. Her eyes were swelling shut. And according to ophthalmologists, ophthalmic surgeons, eye care specialists, doctors, that this is very common. And that people have horror stories over some of the eyelash extensions. That many times they do make people red and itchy and swollen with irritated eyelids. Yeah, this eye doctor, this ophthalmologist says that they're a sebaceous swamp. Sebaceous, Sebaceous, and that references the dirt and oil that builds up under the fake eyelashes, and that becomes like a petri dish for infections.
Ugh.
Yeah. And they can lead to allergy. They could cause your actual real eyelashes to fall out. Then you got like a whole bald, eyelid.
Would you notice if somebody didn't have eyelashes?
I don't think it would be like not having eyebrows.
Yeah.
Like I don't even see your eyelashes. The fat is over.
Right.
Have you, Froggy?
He's right though.
They are.
You can't see them.
Have you seen the eyelashes that look like they have tarantulas on their eyes?
Oh yeah.
I mean, some of those are. I mean, I've seen eyelashes that seem to protrude like 6 inches off their face.
That's a bit much.
It's like a housekeeping duster. It's some crazy stuff. But wait a minute, it gets a little worse. Improper eyelash care or these extensions can lead to an infestation of tiny parasitic bugs living in your fake eyelashes.
Like eye mites?
Yeah. Eye mites.
Amoeba?
Yeah. You got to have your eyes tented.
That's
You
disgusting.
got to call out the pest control folks.
You wake up, there's just bugs crawling on your eyeball.
Yeah.
The Orkin guy comes to the house. You're like, nope, it's not the house. It's my eyes. Just
That's horrific.
spray right in
It's
my
a
face.
horror movie.
My God. I mean, you got to call, Magnum Pest Control and get your place tented.
You get a body tent.
Oh, my God. So mites, parasitic eyelash bugs.
Ugh.
Also, long lashes, they collect germs, bacteria. Also, the actual adhesives and the eyelashes themselves can have also irritants, chemicals that can make your natural eyelashes fall out. Yeah, Michelle just texted me that it was probably the glue. Yeah, Michelle.
Oh, yeah.
Michelle. She knows about this kind of stuff, but maybe she was allergic to the actual adhesive, and you've touched something or you've had some kind of an allergen or irritant that you've touched, and it's environmental. So people are having issues with it. And the eyelash industry is huge.
Yeah.
I have 2020 numbers. So this is 4 years ago. The eyelash extension market 4 years ago in 2020 was $1.4 billion. And then by 2028, it's expected to virtually double, about $2.5 billion.
Damn.
Yeah, for the phony. They can be synthetic. Sometimes they use silk. Listen to this. Sometimes they use mink hair. What?
PETA goes after your eyeball.
Yeah.
Got to protest. So mink.
I use fake mink.
So, hey, heads up that, listen, I'm sure there are plenty of people that have eyelash extensions. They don't have a problem, but it seems that there are more and more cases popping up where people have a problem. All right, Fessa, would you explain the Hua-Tu thing?
Oh, my God, I love this.
Okay, it's not.
No, you can't explain
It's Hawk-Taw, and I'm
All right, whatever.
Hawk-Twa.
Hawk-Taw, and I'm disappointed that we are talking about it this late in the show.
You can't.
She is.
What? Why?
She's the new Chick-fil-A girl.
She could run for president right now and beat both major parties.
Get out of here.
She's
One
the-
move in bed that makes a man go crazy every time.
Oh,
That
you
do.
gotta give him that hawk too and spit on that thing.
What?
So
what?
Is she in Alabama or something?
The internet, as we all know, full of these roving street questionnaire guys.
I
who-
want a Hawk and Twa 2024 shirt if he's
yeah,
for president.
they have that. They have that. Hawk-Taw 2024.
What?
Hawk too and
It's,
hawk too and
She's a good girl.
She's a good
One
egg.
move in bed that makes a man go crazy every time.
oh,
That
you
do.
gotta give him that hawk too and spit on that thing.
what?
You got spit on that thing.
Too and hawk too and
I'm glad I buried this at the end of the
No,
show.
this is.
She's
First
famous.
of all, she's a gem. Just a keeper.
too and
She's all right. It's all about the personality.
Can I
really.
tell you what I learned yesterday?
What Hawk-Taw means?
Besides,
hawk too and
there's a song. There's a remix.
oh, you gotta give him that hawk too and spit on that thing. You get me? oh, you gotta give him that hawk
What the? All right, that's enough of
Look,
that.
here's the Hawk-Taw spin on that thing 24 presidential T-shirt.
That's a. I know. That's a good value for $30.
She is the it girl.
What
there
the
are
heck?
memes everywhere.
Oh, jeez.
She's good at that. She's done that a few times, I think.
I love her.
That's
college for you.
That's enough of that. And guess what I learned yesterday?
Besides Hawk Tour.
Yes, there was something else I learned yesterday as we wrap up the MJ Morning Show here on a Friday. I was saying it all wrong. Now, I know how to say this one. I know how to say the big O. And, of course, I'm talking about... All right, I know that one. I know it. Ozempic. But do you know what I just learned? I had no idea.
Is it the Wagooey one?
Yeah, I was saying Wegovy.
Was it Wagooey? Like
No. The other weight loss drug. You've got what? You've got
Wegovy?
Ozempic. I was always saying Wegovy, and then also Mounjaro. Listen to this commercial for what I thought was Wegovy.
Look out, 'cause here I come.
Have you always had trouble losing weight and keeping it off? Same.
Discover the power of Wegovy.
It's Wegovy.
What's Wegovy?
I had no idea.
That song was awesome.
The
singers are great.
Look out, 'cause here I come.
Have you always had trouble losing weight and keeping it off? Same.
Discover the power of Wegovy.
And I'm marching on to the beat of drum.
Yeah, I had no idea. It's we. It's like we are about to end the show. It's Wegovy.
It's always been Wegovy.
We never said Wegovy. We always said Wegovy.
We said it's a lazy, but it's spelled W-E-G-O-V-Y. Wegovy.
Yes, but you've never said Wegovy. They're emphasizing we. Like the We Network. Is that still on TV, the We Network?
I don't know.
It's we. It's we. It's like we. It's Wegovy.
That might be a recent change, MJ, to like kind of like a
I don't
community.
know.
Like we are the community.
Are you really fat and you want to lose weight?
I had no idea. It's Wegovy, not Wegovy. So I stand corrected. All right, the moment of decision making is coming up. Am I going to try to get onto the Howard Franklin northbound to get back to South Tampa?
Crap.
You know, all lanes are open, but I'm sure there's still residual old jam and cram still going on.
I'm going to the bar.
All right, that's a good idea. All right, folks, have a great weekend, and we'll see you back here tomorrow or Monday. Yeah, it's going to be a weird week. It's
going to be an awesome week.
It's Fester and me. That's it. Might bring in a couple of special guest stragglers, but
Ooh,
Roxanne,
special guests.
Roxanne,
stragglers.
What,
Really,
homeless people?
Way to build it up.
Roxanne's going to be in Italy, and Froggy, where the hell are you going?
I'm going to the beach.
All right, Froggy's going to be at Reddington Shores, so go visit him. Folks,
Come see me.
Have a great weekend. We'll see you back here Monday on the MJ Morning Show on Q105, and let's be careful out there.
Hear the latest MJ Morning Show podcast on the Q1